Hello, and welcome to episode 12 of The Good, the Dan, the Florida Man. We've made it for 12 full episodes, and with you, as always, your hosts.
I'm Ryan, I'm the good. And we got...
I'm Dan, I'm the Dan, and we got...
I'm Ben, I'm the Florida Man. Look, Ryan had a good one, and then he ruined it. It was so close.
Oh.
We are 12 full weeks into this podcast, and we have maybe a baker's dozen. Maybe that'll be the day that we get our intro right. Oh man! But if this is your first time listening, hello. We are the Good, the Dan, the Florida Man. We are three stand-up comedians that had to shut down when the world shut down. And we decided to make a podcast during that time because nothing could heal the world more than three more white men with a podcast. So here we are. With that being said, though, if you still want to catch us at live shows doing stand-up, Ryan, do you have anything coming up?
Yeah, I got a DC Comedy Loft, but that's going to be in November. I'm headlining the first weekend there, and I'm excited. I like DC; it looks pretty. And then other than that, I've got some shows out in LA, but we're kind of seeing how open it's going to be right now. But been booked out quite a bit for that, so we will see. And I will be posting that to my Instagram if people want to figure it out there, or my Linktree. Yeah. What about Sweet Dan?
All of my shows are also kind of in flux, so just watch my Instagram stories. If not, go check me out at any open mic in Utah at this point. Ice House or Wise Guys or Improv Broadway, any of those.
I didn't know you guys had an Ice House. That fascinates me. I'm sorry. I thought we were the one in Pasadena, so I was confused. I was like, wait, Dan's super close to me. I want to see Dan.
Yeah, imagine he does a show down the street from you and he doesn't text you about it.
I'd be kind of hurt. Yeah. Ryan, are you okay? I'm fine.
Yeah, I have some shows coming up. I've decided that I'm not going to say all of the Hiltons anymore. Well, okay, I still have to because they're still coming up. Dang it. Okay, I'm just only going to do my next 3 months worth of shows. So June 6th, I'll be at Wesley Chapel at Side Splitters. June 8th and 9th, I will actually be opening for Frank Caliendo at the Side Splitters in Tampa.
Wow,
which is pretty cool. So stoked about that. June 16th, I'll be in Daytona Beach, Florida at the Hilton Daytona Beach Oceanfront Resort. July 23rd, I'll be in Atlanta at the True by Hilton Atlanta Galleria Ballpark. August 13th, I'll be in Tallahassee at the Crumb Box. August 21st, I'll be in Boca Raton, Florida at the Boca Black Box. And then the podcast has a show.
Yeah.
Yes, the podcast has a show.
How cool is that?
The Good, the Dan, the Florida Man are kicking off comedy together in Minnesota.
Yeah!
On August,
technically closer to North Dakota.
Right? It's
about that.
Saturday, August 28th, we will be at the University of Minnesota Morris campus. So if you go to the University of Minnesota Morris campus, come check us out August 28th. We will be there.
Check us out.
Yeah,
check us out.
Check us out.
But that's it for shows. Did anything interesting happen to you this week, Ryan?
Yeah, it did. So part of coming off of like the sleep medication of last week, like I was in a bad place. I think you guys witnessed that. I've stopped taking that. Which felt important, and then I needed to travel to where did I go? Pennsylvania. I went to Pennsylvania at Elizabethtown College, and I got to perform for them. First off, love them. They were great. It was like a senior day, and so I was like, this is fun. But right after that, I found out that Hershey, Pennsylvania was 15 minutes away from there, and so I brought my mom with me on the trip for like a Mother's Day thing because she always wanted to go to Hershey, Pennsylvania. And so like we went to the Hershey's factory, we made chocolates, and it was very wholesome. It was so good. And then this thing happened. It was nice. But
you
then
always say something really pure right before something terrible happens.
Yep. I got on a plane, and my flight was going to go from Pennsylvania. I thought it was going to be a nonstop to LA. It was not. It took me to Salt Lake City. And
yeah,
boy.
Oh, now who's close to who without texting?
Now, I'd like to point out, I was there for like literally my other flight was boarding when I landed. I was like, this is a problem. But I was like, I
it's
maybe
okay, Ryan. You can just say you hate me. It's fine.
It did hit my mind. I was like, because first off, there's apparently a really good barbecue place in Salt Lake City. I don't remember what it's called, but I was Googling it afterwards, and I was like, top 10. I was like, that sounds amazing. So I almost stayed, and I was like, I'm going to text Dan. We're going to go crush some barbecue. Like that's. But
I'll miss my flight home only if I can eat barbecue with Dan.
Right, that's.
I am pretty great with barbecue. That would be pretty fun. I'm biased though.
2 wins? I think that's fantastic. But here's the thing. So I was getting ready to land in Salt Lake City, and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm gonna fit in great. Because I've told a whole bunch of people have told me that if I wear a button-up white shirt, can't convince you I'm not Mormon. Yeah. And I was like, man, this is gonna be like one of the whitest places I've ever been in, from a caucasity perspective. And as we landed, people clapped, and I was like, oh my god.
Oh no!
Sounds like Salt Lake, baby. That sounds like Salt Lake.
Right.
Wow.
Also, I got on a flight, and here's the thing: like, I tend to not be very judgy on flights because, like, I get it. We're all trying to get places and things like that. But man, I get on a flight from Salt Lake to LA. I don't know where these people were from, but holy cow! Okay. I'm from Missouri, so I consider myself a white trash connoisseur. I know what they look like. I know, like, I've got family that are that way, and it feels right. And I watched, and it's a family that sits down in front of me, and it is just these 2 children that are just horrendous. And I like kids, but I was like, these are the worst. The little girl, she's probably, I say little, she was probably like 12, and her brother's probably 10. And they're kind of big for kids, and they're kind of bumping into everything. This one little kid's like throwing his hand back to the guy who's sitting next to me, who, by the way, asked if anyone minded if he sat next. He is missing an eye, and no one else said anything. I was like, yeah, guy, come sit here, because I'm not a monster. Like, I mean, anyway.
You're missing
just trying to
an
save
eye?
him from the children, is what you're really doing. Like,
well, the children
sir, you're in danger, sir.
That's how you get anything from Ryan. He just sees you're missing an eye. Do whatever you want, man. I don't. There are no more rules for you. You can't even see half the rules anyway. Do whatever you want.
Well, it's like, look, if you lost depth perception, you can just sit where you want to sit, okay? Like, that's not. But when that happens, like, the kid is like throwing his hands back and almost hitting this guy, and I'm like, look, this is not gonna. The little girl loses her mask on the plane. It was attached to her face. How did you lose that? Like,
I can't find it anymore.
Yeah, gone forever. She walked off the plane without a mask because she couldn't find it just at all. And like the parents are doing nothing about this. And there's also a guy sitting right behind the dad who is just like up left of me. So more up left, or a little less up left of me, who just won't wear his mask. And it's just like, and the flight attendant's finally like, hey, do you like getting arrested? And I was like, wow, she went hard. Nice.
That is a beautiful conversation starter.
Yes,
right.
I loved it.
It was amazing. And then the guy behind them, there's these 2 Chinese guys, and they were talking in Chinese, so I understand nothing. But Absolutely. You ever have that moment where, like, you know what you guys are talking about? Like, it was we came together culturally where I can tell that they're looking at the white trash family who's just causing a just disgraceful ruckus. And then they're talking to each other. And then at one point I look over at them and they look over at me, and we both did the head nod of like, yeah, we get it. I was like, what a beautiful bonding moment. Like,
I thought you were about to be like, you looked at them and you're like, I'm so sorry for my culture.
Right? I'm so sorry for my people. I unfortunately, I came from ding, 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 ding. So I get it. But
what do you mean white people have no culture?
Yeah, exactly. Hold on. Have you ever stored food in Cool Whip containers? Yeah, no, that's culture right there.
I like how our culture is like
very
no depth
minority
perception.
culture thing, Ryan.
Wait, what?
Yeah, storing things in like old Tupperware because it was a Cool Whip. Yeah, that's a minority culture thing because it's a poverty culture thing.
Oh, well then I guess that makes sense where it's more poverty culture then. Because,
I used to use that as a lunchbox. I used ice cream containers as lunchboxes.
Yeah,
it was just funny. All the wealthy white kids had like these bags that like unzipped, And I had like this old, if you've seen Zimbabwean ice cream containers, it's just like these old, like cream colored rectangles. It's the worst. But yeah,
you would get
that
people
was my
that would come to school with like, it was a cookie tin with like a peanut butter jelly inside.
That was I just had straight up peanut butter. It was
Me too.
butter and peanut butter. That was always.
Oh, I didn't do butter.
Oh, that sounds good
yeah.
though. I would eat that.
No, it's great.
If you fried it, I feel like that would be great.
Well, I fully support butter and peanut butter. That is a great combo. It just makes it more creamy. That's why I'm fat. But yes, I'm like anything with butter added. Yes, do it. Do it now.
Welcome to the South, man.
Oh, no
Just
kidding.
more butter. Yeah. It's sorry, you just took me back, Ryan. That's
No,
all.
no, I get that. That
Salt
is funny,
Lake,
though. Yeah.
ice cream boxes. Wow.
Did you do anything this week, Dan?
I did. So I had a few things happen. I made a big decision not to move to Seattle. I had a big job offer out there to run people's social media on the side, and I decided not to. I decided to give content creation my full attention to. I am officially a content creator. Yay!
Hooray!
So there's that. I also did a comedy show called Comedy Church, which was fantastic. We sang WAP to the tune of How Great Thou Art.
Oh, no.
It was fantastic. I swore for the first time on stage, guys. I got to say my first swear word. It was my first.
Which one did you pick?
Dirty show.
Oh.
I used 4 very, very. I don't know if I want to say them on the podcast.
No, you're good.
Just in case. But
I'll
yeah,
say
I
him.
said.
Whisper him. I got it.
Yeah, right.
And then to finish all of my hectic week off, I have been watching Handmaid's Tale for the first time in my entire life, and I am dead inside. I have been watching. I've been watching a lot of stuff, and it has just left me empty. So that's been my week.
Fun, great, love it. Yeah. I had a fun week. I was just down in West Palm Beach, Florida, at the Improv. I was doing shows with Drew Lynch. 6 shows with Drew.
How was that? Was it just as great as we imagine?
It was amazing. He's great. Super fun hang. We actually went to brunch on the Sunday, and we went to this like French bakery in West Palm Beach. And while we're sitting there, Drew's fiance Mel like scrapes her leg on a nail that was hanging out from underneath the table that we were sitting at. Yeah. And so she goes inside to tell them, and the actual owner of the bakery comes out with a hammer. So this guy, he's a very French, very large French man wearing an apron, a beret, and a hammer.
Wait, what cartoon did you fall into?
I was going to say, he's fully the guy from The Little Mermaid, the chef from...
He is!
What cartoon? Ryan, Florida is the cartoon that I fell into.
Florida!
He comes out and he just starts going, which one of you has a problem? And he, like in a full French accent and waving this hammer around, and we're laughing and we're like, it's just this nail. And he starts, he fixes the nail, and then he stands back up and puts the hammer on his shoulder as if it's like a sledgehammer or something. and he starts looking around and is like, does anybody else have problem? No? Nobody has problem here, right? And I was like, I will leave a positive Yelp review, I promise. Like, just don't. And he starts telling us, like, when he was 18 years old, he was in Iraq, and then when he was 20, he was in Cambodia. He was an actual Red Beret in the U.S. Army, so that he was airborne. And he started just roasting us. At one point, he went back inside, got us all free croissants, and started giving us croissants. Yeah, and then he like stood Drew up and like gave him like a pep talk. He's like, you can do anything that you put your mind to. You are don't be in a garage full of Ferraris. You be the Toyota Corolla, because people will see the Toyota first. Do you understand? If you were in a garage full of Toyota, you be a Ferrari. And Drew's like, I don't know what you're saying to me right now. It was fantastic. The guy's name is Loic. If you're in West Palm Beach or in South Florida at all, go to Loic's Bakery. It's amazing food and just hilarious ownership. He was a great guy. We talked to him probably like 30 minutes of just us having fun messing with this guy, but it was a great time.
I love this human so much. Just that he exists in the world.
Yeah.
It was
Well, it's
honestly
just proof
so
that
fun.
cartoons are real, right? Like,
Ryan, you just got really loud there.
we need to clip that. Your mic just went like.
I gotta figure out what's up with my shirt.
You're
I don't know
fine
why. Yeah, no, that's the thing. It just decides randomly.
I love it.
Yeah.
But I feel like it is proof that cartoons are real, because as much as we want to critique it and be like, those are for kids, it's like there are adults that exist like that, who are just like wildly insane, live a crazy life, and will do crazy stuff around you.
Absolutely.
Right? I don't know.
But that was my week. It was a fun time.
Perfect.
And now I'm very excited about this episode of the podcast because it is an interview episode, and we are interviewing one of my favorite bands ever. It is a band called Ripe. And for just like a little intro, this is a song by them called Flip Side. So Ryan.
Good girl, so I'm told. You're a fragile soul. Things I see through bending back, you seem to uphold. Have you lost your way? I find it kind of strange. You'll be drawn to anything that's about to unfold. I should apologize if you were not worthy that I was born to roving soul. And I should clarify, you should not expect that I would take you more than half the way home. And I want you, baby, things I do are best kept out of the light. They're only for your eyes. And I'll show you my dreams were always meant to catch fire. Come join me, gunning for the flip side. No, won't you hear me?
That was Flip Side by Ripe, and now I'm very excited to introduce the people we are interviewing this week. Please welcome members of the band Ripe. We have Robbie, Calvin, and Sampson.
Hey!
Hello. How's it going?
Thanks for joining us on the podcast that you've never heard about, guys. We really appreciate it.
Hey, we furiously looked up who you were as soon as we were told this was happening.
Yeah, we do our research.
Samson, are you joining twice?
I'm leaving once. I'm
Okay.
leaving once and joining.
Oh, that works
Oh, that's
way
brilliant.
better.
Wow. Way better?
This
Sam's
new
the
Sam is
2.0,
quite
man.
the upgrade.
Wow. This is
freaking
final
out.
form of Frieza right now.
I'm gonna throw out my cell phone because it doesn't work anymore.
Man, so just for the people that are listening and or watching and don't know who you guys are, Robbie, you are the lead vocalist in Ripe, right? Got it. Calvin,
Yep.
you play the trombone for Ripe.
I do. Yes.
And Samson, you are on the drums.
I am. I hit things with sticks. It's true.
That is such
We
a
love
cool
it
combination.
rhythmically. And there's 4 more people in the band, right?
Oh,
So
It's starting to feel like a 9 Inch Nails kind of thing, where it's like, really, it's just me, but like when we go on tour, we just grab people from the crowd that say they can play instruments.
in between 5 and 8 people, depending on the moment that we're discussing.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we're like a porous collective structure. It's like it's not like Animal Collective. No, we are currently playing with 6 people on stage.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Are you just
so it's one of those
alternating between-
questions where, it's things changed in the pandemic, and that's where it's at.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Gotcha.
Well, thank you guys for being on. The other 3 people, they were busy. I get it. It's whatever. We just won't talk to them ever. It's fine. Let them know I don't like them anymore.
Oh, we will.
They deserve your judgment. We've yelled at them already.
Yeah, what do they play? We'll leave comments on the YouTube being like, man, I tell you what, the trombone, the drums, that sounded good, but those, the keys, weak.
They actually all play harmonica, or instrumentation in 3 harmonicists. Really taking a turn for the surreal.
This is what Billy Joel wanted.
Right.
And I used to like him.
That's what our bio is going to say from now on.
It's what Billy Joel wanted.
Well, if you guys have listened to any episodes, then you know our favorite segment on the podcast is story time. So, do you have any fun stories from the road?
Yes. Although
that
I really
your
hope that
publicist will let you say out loud on a podcast.
Lucky for you, you're catching us in the pre-publicist era of our careers.
Yeah.
That's what we shoot for.
I thought the publicist just texted me and said, "Get off the interview right now."
Sam's not a personal publicist. It's a different.
Publicist.
Yeah, he won't share it with us.
You've got a
his
good
dog.
publicist if they told you that. Good for them. Like that's like they figured it out. Like
They found me very fast.
My publicist, Calvin Barthel.
And Calvin's looking like just, bro, I don't know. I was sent a link. I clicked it, and now I'm in the studio. I don't know.
I mean, I'm a publicist now. Things are changing very quickly.
But do you guys have like a fun story from the road that you're okay with telling?
And
Yeah,
that we can
absolutely.
remember? Yes.
So I think that this was 2018 into 2019, but it might have been beforehand, where we were conscripted to play a private New Year's gig on a beachfront property backyard in Miami. I had never been. I
Gold
think a couple
Coast.
members of the band had never been. Yeah, Gold Coast.
Only good stories can come from that beginning.
Yeah. So we get there and they've given everybody their own bed at the golf club around the corner from this place. And like it becomes very apparent that like we're rolling in circles that none of us are normally able to roll. This was somebody that connected privately with somebody that used to be involved in management, blah, 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 blah.
You guys are a funk band from the Northeast. There's no way you've rolled with anyone that currently lives in Miami.
That
and
put us on a
golfs.
plane to get us to the golf club to have them play their
Yeah.
private New Year's shindig for their family and friends.
The list goes on.
So first off, I am a sucker for a beach, for the ocean, makes me feel really tiny. It's a cool feeling. So like I'm a kid.
The normal reasons people like the beach. Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel small. I think we just learned that Robbie's little spoon, but carry on. Like that's.
Yeah.
Robbie
And
likes
your
being the
point
little
is-
spoon to the Atlantic Ocean, and that's all.
It's like,
That's getting washed into the ocean is part of the story later, but not me.
Great, love it.
What immediately strikes us, first off, they make the incredibly intelligent decision to turn their master bedroom into our green room. So that's the place where
super
we're-
generous.
we're
Also
big fans.
super naive.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
oh.
I love you guys, but you're not setting up in my bedroom.
No, like it was literally
we're
the
gonna,
most.
we're gonna prove why that you shouldn't do
How
that.
many
Yeah,
people were in the
story.
band at this moment?
Seven.
Seven.
people
So
were in the band.
7
It was
funk
7,
artists.
and then the person
7
who
and
was on
2
our
crew.
management team and a photographer who were down with us. And
Yeah.
I think at least one person's girlfriend, and then 2 of my childhood friends wound up crashing the party because they were
Yeah,
also.
a buddy of mine from.
But weirdly
back
enough,
home
that's
there
not
as well.
important to the story. That's
So there
just
were
a
like
way to get
14 people just chilling in this guy's master bedroom, and at no point was he just like, this is a problem.
This guy and his wife, by the way, it was a married
And-
couple's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just gets no say in the relationship. I get it. Yeah, I understand what's happening now.
Oh, jeez.
They're gonna tell us
He
they went
does-
to like Mar-a-Lago or something like that.
Whatever you guys did to
Not
this band's
quite.
bedroom, he deserved it. Absolutely.
Wow.
No.
All right. Well, then let's continue. The thing that I feel like is important for me to say, only because it makes me feel like I can defend myself a little bit, is this was a place where, like, if you asked for a tequila soda, they grabbed a bottle of Don Julio 1942, which up until that point I'd only had once, when like my one uncle made a very rash duty-free decision. And like, if you asked asked for tequila, they poured you Don Julio 1942. If you asked for whiskey, it was Johnny Walker Blue Label. Like, they did not have anything that wasn't like eyebrow raising shit. I don't think I'm ever gonna have this again. In the liquor cabinet.
We were all very excited.
Yeah. So that plus sushi.
This is a master bedroom at a country club in South Florida. Like, I am from Florida, so I'm fully aware of everything. I know these people. Like, I've met them. We've gone to Publix together. Like, I know everything that's about to happen.
No, Ben, they've sent people to Publix for them.
I'm sorry, I said that wrong. I've shopped for these people at Publix.
I Postmates their stuff.
I was their Instacart delivery guy once, and they actually sent someone else to answer the door for me. I've been to their residence, is what I was trying to say. But
you guys get it.
You might be more welcome than we are at this point. So we are going pretty hard and like being pretty encouraged by the people around us. Like these people, everyone that was our age wanted us to get fucked up, not really putting two and two together that like if we got too fucked up, we'd botch the gig.
Have you guys ever read the short story, The Most Dangerous Game?
Yeah.
No, where the rich people like find a bunch of like humans and they're just like, we're gonna feed them and get them drunk and then set them out into the wilderness and then we're gonna hunt them for sport.
So I'm gonna be totally honest, and all over this guy's house was pictures of animals that he'd hunted from South Africa. So he didn't turn out to wind up hunting us, but like you are edging surprise.
Yeah, you're startling.
I know you're not gonna
you might go to Publix with these guys. I'm gonna be
I know you're not gonna say the name, but is it Jimmy John?
Right. We can neither confirm nor deny.
How the fuck did you know?
No, Rob, we signed an NDA, dude.
He's just the sandwich guy.
It was Jersey Stan.
Jersey Stan. Yeah, that Jimmy John guy's an asshole. Jersey Stan, he's all right.
So basically, the unraveling that just happened over the last 5 minutes of conversation happened to the band over the course of the night. It wasn't helped by the fact that the DJ that they had playing in between our sets, like, raged on stage for the midnight moment with a full bottle of Grey Goose that he proceeded to hand to the band and, like, pressure to drink at midnight when we'd already been drinking through the night. In a moment where the entire room is reveling.
There's a lot of stuff that happened in that sentence that I'm curious about, but I'm just gonna let it happen.
DJ Breck One, if you happen to watch this, we remember you. We love you.
Yeah.
I don't mind saying his name because he was a great dude, and it's totally not his fault that he was trying to party the same way we were trying to party. Like,
absolutely.
Yeah. But suffice to say, what winds up happening is things like our cameraman almost getting washed into the ocean in his suit because he was just
he decided he just needed to experience it firsthand.
Yeah, he really
on a whim, you know.
And you guys were just yelling at him from the shore like, "That's a dry clean suit."
No, not all of us were even present.
We're honestly just laughing at him and not realizing that he might actually be in trouble. And thankfully, he turned out to be fine. But looking back, it's like laughing as someone gets slowly led into the ocean is pretty bad. We're not gonna be those people ever again.
Laughing as someone dies to the song "Riptide," like that's.
I know logically he wasn't holding a camera while walking out into the ocean, but you said cameraman, and that's just now I'm picturing him in a three-piece suit holding a camera.
He was a photo camera on his chest as he was lying down.
He was like, "I see a shark. I have to get closer. Hold on."
Oh my gosh. Okay. So when does that, about what time does that happen? Like how did you guys get from midnight to cameraman tries to swim in he didn't understand the bathing part of bathing suit.
That's like,
you know what I mean?
Of this story too.
I was just saying, we're not even in the meat yet.
The how is probably like 3 or 4 more drinks.
Yeah, the story gets blurry and becomes sort of a set of still photographs for a second.
This is the hangover.
Yeah.
I know at one point we clear the dance floor. I'm like yelling at the ground for some reason. At one point, our like manager friend came on stage and played guitar while we changed the song to be about him. Even though no one at the party knew who he was, which we didn't know at the time. Like, he was a very peripheral friend who talked us into getting the gig and then told us that he was close with the people we were going to. So,
And
like,
just straight up lied about all of it.
Yeah, I mean, and again, these are all still side points to the main story, which starts actually the next morning, where we all wake up like very fuzzy brained, very hungover, and
in different places.
Yeah, in different places, and most of us reconvene at the restaurant and the golf club for brunch.
So this was just the context. This
Oh, yeah.
wasn't even
Oh, yeah.
the fun. Okay, absolutely.
Yeah, no, Meat and Potatoes is incoming. So I'm not going to say which band member this is, because there's nothing I can do about who it was, and I don't need to blow up their spot any more than just telling the story as it happened. But one of the band members comes in looking like he's been beat up a little harder than everybody else, and he sits down and basically, without wanting to get involved in the brunch, just wants us to make sure that he gets enough champagne that he can hair of the dog his way back to humanity.
Sure.
And we ask how his
Good
night
friends.
was, expecting to hear the same set of stories as everybody else, and he just kind of cracks up and starts to tell the story, which was that what we'd forgotten in our brownout state was that the host and his wife had to leave at one point because their daughter got a concussion at the party. So they had to take her to the hospital.
Right.
In that time, the band cleared out, except for one of us. One of us was still in enough of a state of delirium that he was coating the master bathroom in, you can assume, in puke. And then wound up
He's giving it a new layer of just, wallpaper. He's like, I don't like the flowers that you have here.
gotta-
Let me.
He's taking green room to a new level.
Yeah. Greatest master bathroom we've ever seen. Green room.
No,
Before and
marble,
after.
sandstone. But after that, he elects that instead of falling asleep anywhere else, he falls asleep in their master
In
bed.
the master bed. It's
He
like,
blacks out in the master bed immediately after coating their master bathroom with vomit. But
Sure.
he says that he only found this out secondhand because he woke up on a couch downstairs with his clothes folded next to his head.
and his shoes
only
placed like
after
nicely
bump-
next to each other. Yeah.
And only after re-bumping into the wife of the person who had us down there, who told him that he'd literally been carried downstairs by the help in a blackout state and put to bed on the couch, was
This
he then
is-
able to get his ass out of the place.
Because
This is.
who brought their child to the hospital for a concussion came home to find
To him
Drunkest human they've ever seen,
in their
probably.
bed.
This is
cozy
how I
up.
imagine Cinderella actually happened. Like, she got home
Basically.
from the dance, and then the fairy godmother had to be like, she's real heavy. Mice, come here, help her down the stairs.
In my mind, this is Goldilocks. Like, this is just he was looking for bathrooms to puke in. He found the nicest one, and then he found a bed. He was like,
First toilet was too small, and the second was too big, but the third toilet was just right.
right.
Yeah, but instead of the bears coming home and eating him, they were just like, you know what, help. Come here, remove the girl, remove the Goldilocks, and then
He
just
got thoroughly chewed out the next day, though, in that encounter, if I'm remembering correctly. It was not very subtle that they
He got
wanted him
kicked
to
out.
leave the house
Fuck out that house.
immediately. Yeah.
But I also remember that even as more of us showed up at that club, they things slowly devolved from them sort of making sure that we were behaving ourselves to them just pouring neat champagne into everyone's glasses and no longer charging any of the additional people who came through. So I think that whatever we must have looked pitiable enough that they were like, let's just get these kids to hurt a little
you
less.
know what happened is you showed up and they were like, we heard about you. And the first guy, the manager at the place at the time was like, don't let them drink. But then the manager left and it was just the people that were underpaid and they were like, no, we want to see what happens.
Yeah, we need tips.
We'll round
we need
to it.
tips to live.
Oh my gosh.
They're like, I'll clean a bathroom in exchange for a good time. Here's more champagne.
That is
Yeah, but I believe, Sam and Cal, let me know if I'm missing any details because every part of that story is still crazy to say. But yeah, this is what I mean, where it's
Yeah.
there are some stories that there's little things that happen. This one's got motion, it's got development, it has multi-parts.
There was
lost
an
a
intermission.
friend.
I think the guy getting washed out to sea is the climax of the story.
Yeah.
No.
It's like
I'll just
watching
say
Dobby die, and then you're like, but it's not over yet, and they still have to kill Voldemort. Like, that's...
Yeah.
I'll say that I was in the middle of the greatest vacation I've ever been on in my life and left it early to go to this Miami gig and do not regret it, not even one little bit. It was absolutely the right choice to be there.
Absolutely.
And be witness to all this.
I'm realizing now they basically peer pressured us into having a rock star moment. They basically got us drunk and let us loose.
Yeah, because how else will they know that they hired the right band?
It sounds like
I don't
they were
know
like,
if
live
you
your
guys
best
have-
Rolling Stones life. Like,
Yeah. I don't know if you guys have done much in South Florida, like the Miami area, but they don't actually care about entertainment down there. They just want to be seen at places having a good time.
Yo,
that's the most Los Angeles thing I've ever heard.
Actually happened.
yeah. Do we have a band for them?
Honestly, with that type of preface, we got a band, we got comedy. I don't care. Like, I just want to be there. Like, that sounds. People don't ask questions; they just have fun.
We definitely have found, especially this last weekend, like we have the ability to like at least derive laughter out of what's going on stage,
Sure.
and like especially in the classic, like if anything happens wrong on the tech side, like. What we've found happens to us is we become kind of goofballs in a way that so far seems to work.
It's fun being goofballs.
Oh,
Kind
man.
of, yeah.
You said last weekend you just had a show last weekend, right? And it was your first one.
3 shows.
3 shows, and it was your first show since the lockdown, right?
Basically, at least since the like Thanksgiving through Christmas dark zone, we did some stuff in the summer. We did some drive-in shows, which we actually watched someone do drive-in stand-up comedy, and I'm sure you can imagine exactly how that went.
Oh.
He just bit his cheek and went through it. It just
Literally, he had half the set ready to go, talking about how insane it was that someone was paying him money to do this, how insane it was that y'all were expected to laugh, but with your cars. Like, the whole set was like pretty.
Who was
like,
it?
surreal. I don't remember his name. I'm very sorry.
no, it's totally fine. But
The routine turned out to be the act of him actually going through it. That was the act. Not many of his jokes. Like,
Modern nightmare.
Yeah, what's the act? I'm here.
yeah.
Like, that's the.
What's the act? Oh, just wait and see. You'll find out.
Well, man, it's crazy though, because I did hear like the person that played before our first drive-in show last year was Eliza Schlesinger, I think her name is, and apparently she was able to do it. Which to me, like, if you can kill a room when the room is actually 200 rooms and it's all cars, like that's insane. That's like transcendental stuff. So to hear some people walking away being like, "She did a good job," I was like, "How in the ever-loving hell?"
I just imagine, like, you get the advice right before you go on stage of just like, hey man, just do everything, you like read the room, and then you walk out there and you're like 2006 Buick Enclave, 2010 Honda Accord, and you're just, is this working? Please, someone validate me. Oh, but how do you guys feel after that? 3 shows, first time in 6 months, basically.
Not so good.
Yeah,
No?
exhausted and my feet hurt.
I'm the light blue shirt out of the 3 of us. So
I love the dynamics of the people from the band we have, because Sampson has just been sitting here like, these are words, and yes, they are happening, and no, I'm not happy to be here. And Calvin's like, I don't really know where I'm at, but it's, we're fun. And then Robbie's like, everything is freaking awesome, man. I want to do it again.
For the record, I am happy to be here. Let the record show.
Let the record state.
Samson's a chiller, Calvin's a killer, and I'm on a bunch
The
of
party.
ADD meds. But
Me too.
hey.
Adderall or Vyvanse?
I'm actually not on the medication, but literally only because my mom was anti that medication growing up. Like, I went to classes instead, so like I know I got it, and they just never gave me the drugs.
Imagine going to a class for ADHD. They're just like, we could give you medicine, but you have ADHD, so we're just going to send you this class. And you're just sitting there like, I will not remember any of this.
Hey, you know the thing that you have? Hey, we're going to put you in the worst place ever for this. That'd be like, I've got a tremor. We're going to put you in a room that does earthquakes. Thanks. That's going to be fun. It's going to be great. It's more of the thing I have.
Just a couple more questions. Where were the shows? Where did you do them?
In New Hampshire at Hampton Beach.
Bernie's Beach Bar.
Bernie's Beach Bar.
Bernie's
yeah.
Beach Bar. So 3 shows, 3 nights, or?
3
Yes.
shows, 3 nights, a Friday, Saturday, Sunday in a beach town. And they let us stay in our green room, which was like an apartment complex attached to the venue.
Hell yeah.
Which, as everyone knows, is a recipe for a really mellow, sedate early night.
Yeah.
There are
Especially
some
in New Hampshire, which, as everyone knows, is really mellow and safety conscious. And definitely everyone was still taking mask mandates very seriously. And
absolutely not. No,
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys are aware of this. What I do when I'm not on the podcast is I'm the states guy. I dress up as the states of America and just make fun of each other. And so I know very well New Hampshire, like Article 10 of their state constitution is literally the right to revolution. And they take it very serious. You
Everyone
don't have
should
to
have that.
Yeah, you don't have to have car insurance to drive. They have no seatbelt or helmet laws.
Oh my God.
They have constitutional carry, so you can have a open or concealed carry without a permit. New Hampshire's wild. Just nobody knows about it.
There are no laws up there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like round the corner from the beach bar was Wally's, which is their tagline is classic, not classy.
Yeah.
And they are the only like capital B biker bar I've ever seen. And like I had to go in there at 11 in the morning to return a lady's wallet and was like
Yo.
They are the Florida of the Northeast.
Tell him what the dude said to you, because that makes the story.
there. No, there's the one. It was 11 in the morning, so there was only one guy out there, but the one guy was wearing literally like a construction vest.
One patron.
He looks at me and like I assume that this is etiquette that you just dress somebody down when they walk into the biker bar. But he looks at me, looks at my hair, and he's like, "Is that thing good for cleaning floors?" And he doesn't know that I'm hungover and Jewish. So without missing a beat, I'm like, "Do you want to be the person that turns me upside down?" And he laughed, and we laughed.
Basically, Rob was asked for the password and passed.
Oh man! So you guys are from the Northeast, right? In Massachusetts area.
We are based in Boston.
The most Boston thing ever, which is we all went to Boston for college and stayed and have now been there a decade and are weirdly more local than many of our friends. But Calvin's from the Bay Area, Sampson's from New York, and I grew up in Toronto.
Wow.
Okay.
That's so cool.
So the past like 6 months, you haven't had any shows. Were you able to like get work done, like studios or anything?
We were able to get into studio and make a bunch of new music. We're still putting the final bells and whistles on what all that is, but we were somehow able to derive new music out of the dead zone.
That was our early quarantine challenge, was figuring out how best to record an album with our producers being in LA and us being in Boston, but somehow
did they have
making
like
it
weird rules and for the studio? No,
it was more like we did this really elaborate system of like FaceTiming them in and using a plugin that basically gave them our master bus from the recording console in real time so that they could hear through their own like monitors what we were recording when we were doing it. So it actually worked out pretty well. It was not ideal, but we made it work, and it worked enough to where they could like give us input like they were there in the room with us.
We really put technology to the test.
Yeah, we did it again today, trying to get this podcast to work.
Honestly, much like the podcast, like I don't think the whole unit was ever in the same room. Like I think that the band was all together without the producers, and the producers saw different members of the bands at times. But like this record got finished without being like completely remote. And we didn't think of that until it was over, but like that's how deep pandemic this record turns out to be in terms of its making.
How much
on Zoom, basically?
How much about the new record are you willing to let us know?
It's a music record.
Cool. The songs are on it. Yep, got it.
Songs are on it.
Is it a full album?
Songs plural. It's not a single song.
It is
Okay.
a full album. We're not going to tell you how long it is, but it is what we consider a full album. Yes.
Right.
We can definitely tell you that we recorded it during, peak COVID.
Peak COVID, yeah.
A full okay, I'm excited. Do you have no more questions about that. You guys didn't say that you wanted to talk about it.
You guys have got to be stoked.
Yeah, that dog is actually letting us know that we're about to breach our NDA.
Maple's like,
Yeah.
you're blowing your cover.
Yeah.
The dog is like, shut up!
We are very, very excited to put it out in answer to that question. Like beyond stoked to put it into the world. We just have to wait and do it the correct way, basically.
Right, and I assume you're also going to be touring with it, like as soon as we can go places. Are you guys?
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but for us, for like stand-ups, when we perform, like people have to wear masks, and that's devastating. When it's like, hey, we can't see you smile. That's fun. That's a nightmare. What about you guys? How is it like for bands and stuff like that? What are you most excited for it to go away, essentially?
I mean, we over this weekend, we were still, because we had to book the show a while ago, we were still doing like seated tables and like expecting to have hard enforced mask rules, and things moved at a speed where like that didn't need to happen. And I think kind of like not as explicit as facial expressions for us, but like for us, it's movement. It's people being able to dance, even if it's not like shoulder to shoulder. Like the ability for people to like physically get other people excited, like is one of those things that kind of like laughter, like it
100%.
doesn't, if it can't build on itself, if you can't get momentum behind it, it's just really hard to do a lot of what we like most about our shows. Like we want people to like feel like they're exploding out of themselves. We want people to feel like they're a part of something bigger than just their private experience of what we're doing.
Right.
And that's really hard when all the rules are literally saying like you need to exist in your own private world.
It's Footloose.
Yep.
That's basically Footloose. Yes.
It happened this weekend, though. I mean, Friday night, it was like the first half of the show was COVID, and then halfway through the set, like the pandemic ended, and people took their masks off. They got up.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but COVID doesn't work after like 10:30 p.m.
Right.
Well, that was the whole thing, right? As long as you shut down before the full moon is out, you're good.
You're fine. I kind of wish the pandemic was like that. They just had super weird rules, right? like not like government instituted. Just like the disease was like, nah, man, we just can't. We still take a nap.
The disease goes to sleep for 8 hours a night.
Yeah. We discovered stone tablets that just like have this translate. And it turns out that's how COVID behaves.
Oh my gosh, I'd love that.
It's really nice not to worry how COVID behaves. That's what I would say, is like having our whole band and crew vaccinated and not even having that be a thought at any point is changing the dynamic rapidly.
It was hard to get in Florida. Like I had to go through some loopholes and like fight someone.
Well, so it was just Florida. That's a grocery store
it was just normal
visit.
Florida.
Yeah. Was it someone an alligator?
I have 2 alligator stuffed animals just in my room right now. Like it's fine.
He had to go to a country.
Wait, when you say stuffed animals, do you mean like cute stuffed animals, or like an animal that you have taxidermied?
Like taxidermy.
I think they're cute. Where did he go? Hold on, let me grab him really quick.
Wait, do you have? I saw you reach for something, Calvin. I was like, "You have a Pokemon plushie too?" I
don't have plushies. I still have some of my little figures.
He's an albino.
Nice.
That's absolutely cute. I thought you were about to bring out a fucking
full, just like a 6 foot, just
Florida.
I thought it was gonna be a head. I thought it was gonna be like just the head.
Yeah, so this is Charles. He put up a good fight, you know.
And he was my second dose.
Oh man, okay. So here's like a thing that like during quarantine, a lot of my friends, as soon as it happened, we only got like 3 hours of shutdown in Florida. So everyone had like about 3 hours, and they were like, I'm gonna lose weight, or I'm gonna like learn stuff. Did you guys have like a quarantine?
Did you guys have like a weird hobby or something?
Resolution or like something that you learned over the past like 7, 8, 9
like this
full year?
I mean, Sam got a job.
I I sort of started a whole new career because this one didn't start. It wasn't going too well.
It's okay, man. We're good now. You can talk the whole thing out. We believe it. We won't take offense.
This is actually a support group, Sampson. This isn't a podcast that's going anywhere. This is we're just your friends.
This is an intervention.
It's okay.
Well, you guys are saying all the right things. I became a health and wellness coach. That was actually the side hustle I created.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you so much created that as it was already a job that existed, but
It's my industry. I coined it. So successful. You guys have no idea. I'm going to get off. I don't even have to be here.
Look, man, I appreciate you having me on the podcast, but I got to go sell Adderall to a bunch of kids and tell them the right amount of doses they have to take.
Oh, man.
I have to teach kids how to stretch.
On the record. Yeah, I'm going back on the record. That's not true.
Oh,
That's
man.
fair.
We're gonna need to start doing this podcast with an attorney present, you guys. I don't anymore.
Wow, that should just be all podcasts.
It really
Let's
should.
be honest.
Meetings with
Yeah.
The
the
hosts, the guests, and Drew.
I mean, if you guys have never done a podcast with comedians run by comedians before, just a little bit of advice, don't.
I mean, but don't do it again. You've made a mistake. We're just letting
Amazing.
you know.
No, everyone gets one. We've
Spider-Man meme. Only get one.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
My whole existence on the podcast is just to roast people for saying very normal things.
Yeah, we figured out that me and Ben are the same person, and yet he roasts me all the time, and so I don't understand how that works, because that's just self-deprecation.
That's the most original narrative we've got.
Right?
You an actual youth pastor?
I love that question so much. Thank you so much for that. Okay, here's the thing. I actually thought about saying this earlier. I don't know if you guys. So I go by Youth Pastor Ryan because I look like one, and I mean you can't tell me I don't.
It does check out. Yeah.
It's so it's unfortunate for everyone involved. No, I went to Christian school for 18 years, which is the full program. I don't recommend it. Ironically, Robbie, I'm ethnically Jewish. My last name should be Grossberg. So it's just
not because it's actually his last name, but because he is a little gross.
I just like the term
You're
disgusting.
saying they spent 18 years trying to win. That's what.
They couldn't break you, dude.
Grossberg, huh?
Yeah, Grossberg. Now we can beat that out of you. That's no, but yeah. And then I got ordained and I taught Sunday school for a little bit, and now I'm a stand-up comedian. So yeah, no. Not a real youth pastor. Yes, I look like. And here's it just became part of my stand-up because so many people would come up to me in real life and be like, "Oh, let me guess what you do for work. Are you a youth pastor?" And it's like hurtful, super hurtful. So yeah, I'm glad you asked though.
I am also ordained as of this winter, but it was a 3-minute internet ordination.
Universal Life Church.
Yes, sir.
Got you. Yeah.
Damn, I did nothing
This guy, he knows his
Calvin's
ordination.
ordained. Samson's employed.
Retired. I retired.
Yeah, Sam's out. He,
You hung up the cleats. I
well,
forgot.
dude, once you like create a whole new industry, like where is there to go? Like you have to let it go at some point once you rock the world with your innovative techniques.
I love that a lot. Can you imagine if you're a health coach retired on you? It's like, look, I just can't like say they were making progress, and then it's like I'm done.
Look, guys, I'm getting old. I got my own health. Like you gotta figure your own shit out. Like just
The
I gotta go.
The only worst thing is if you walk into like your therapist's office and he's like, "This is our last meeting."
wow.
I'm done because of you. Actually,
I don't know if you're done, but I'm done. So.
Because I gotta go.
Man, I guess we'll just we'll ask a real question again. I was just like, your agent was like, "These are the questions you can ask," and I was like, "Yeah, I'll skim these." So you had your first shows of 2020. There's still we have 7 months left in the year. Do you have what are you looking forward to? Like, what's your goals, hopes, aspirations? Like, Sampson, are you trying to go global with the industry? Is this just like a...
The industry's dead, my man.
Industry's over. Okay.
Yeah, we're blossoming back into our original hustle.
But I'm full hustle now.
Nice.
Yeah, but honestly, like, at least for me, and I think for everyone that I spoke to, like, the weekend was a huge reminder of like, oh yeah, like this is one of the most important, both from a joy and from a like, this is what it is to be in a band perspectives. And I think that those are like starting to shape up through like June, July, August so far. We also just announced New York for New Year's, which is like completely surreal, but really, really exciting.
That's dope. Congrats.
That's awesome.
Thank you very much, man. It's a full circle story. The guy that's booking us on that room, Lance, literally booked us at, if you're from the Boston area, at the Middle East upstairs. We sold 0 tickets and guest listed 6 friends, and he kept betting on us, which is anyone will tell you is really bad gambling.
Yeah,
but he was
terrible idea.
But now he's at Irving Plaza, and he was able to book us for those shows. And it's like, you know, we might meet him for a drink tonight just to give him a hug. You know,
that's awesome, man.
Dude, that's
Congrats
so
on that.
cool. That's poetic and beautiful. Oh my gosh, you guys lived a Disney movie there. That's amazing.
Yeah, no,
Like,
absolutely. As you can tell from the Miami story we told you earlier, this is definitely a Disney movie that we're living.
yeah, you know,
Disney original.
Yeah, birds are flying to my window. They look animated, but they have nips in their beaks. It's a bit dark.
Okay, sure. Yeah, whatever. Hey, whatever you gotta do, Snow White. So that's it for the approved questions.
And what about the unapproved question?
Okay,
we got
so
a silly question for you.
Thank you for sticking around for this. We have a segment on our podcast called the Silly Question of the Week. And this is not an approved question. Your agent has no idea this is happening. But
Jason, it's happening.
Go.
Get him.
Right now.
Shut it down.
The silly question for the week is, what is a conspiracy theory, legend, myth, or cryptozoological creature that you fully believe in and defend the existence of? I'll start. I have one ready to go.
Start it off.
Mothman is real.
Mothman.
Freaking Mothman! Oh my gosh, I love this.
Yeah, you were thinking it, but do you have an official Mothman brand hat?
No.
Wow.
So you know he's real because you've bought merch from him. You saw
Yeah. This is how I know he's real.
Look, if he's got merch, he's gotta be real like that.
He has a fruit stand on the off of 95 near Point Pleasant, West Virginia. And it's pretty much just the I'm real fruit stand and hats. That's this whole spiel. But
Wow.
if you don't know, Mothman is this cryptozoological creature of legend from Point Pleasant, West Virginia. And back in like 64-ish, he appeared for the first time around some abandoned like TNT facilities. And he's like a 9-foot tall humanoid creature with glowing red eyes and a 10-foot wingspan. That just terrorized the town of Point Pleasant, West Virginia for a full year. And then almost a full year to the day, he disappeared forever, and then a bridge collapsed.
And there's the thing, people see him before major disasters, like the bridge collapse or like Chernobyl. Like there's been like times where they're like, there's the Mothman.
Wait, like they saw him in Point Pleasant when Chernobyl was happening, or he popped up
before it happened.
Popped up. I thought he popped up in Chernobyl is what they said.
Well, some people believe that he's a harbinger of death. Like he appears and then bad things happen. Some people believe that he's a warning sign, that he's there to save as many lives as possible. He appears to make you go away, stop, there's something. But like, nobody knows, but he's real. He's absolutely real.
Is Mothman sponsoring this podcast?
Yes, he is. Come on out, Mothman. That's mine. I will defend it to this day. Mothman is real.
All right, that's pretty good. Yeah, I genuinely believe the moon landing was filmed at Area 51. I think that's absolutely true.
Oh, that's a fun one.
Wow.
I love
Was it directed by...
Who was it directed by?
Yeah. They said, who was the director?
See, now I'm curious. Like, was it famous directors? Was it just army guys that had like a really like a passion for it?
Are you talking about Kubrick?
Kubrick.
I thought it was Stephen Kubrick.
Stanley Kubrick.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but the whole flag argument, I don't know if you guys are hip to it, but there's a waving flag in the footage. that's not how a flag works in space. That's not how that would go.
It doesn't have the atmosphere.
It doesn't work that way.
Mm-hmm.
And that's legitimate.
I would honestly scrap the entire interview just to hear Sampson talk more about
Damn,
this.
you're onto something, dude. Maybe
You're right. Yeah, I kind of wanted to get more.
And they don't want anyone to go in there because that flag is still
Because it's
in
just the flag just waving.
They kept the studio in the museum section of it. Just like, oh, it's nice.
It's gonna turn out that the moon just has wind and physics is wrong. Like we're just coming from the complete opposite direction.
There you go.
Everything is wrong.
My brother told me this recently. Was like
how flags wave in space.
with the moon landing thing. It's like if someone goes like, do you not believe in the moon landing? Like my little brother for some reason was screwing with me. It's like, oh, you believe the moon's real? And it's like, wait, hold on, you took it.
Have you seen Wallace and Gromit? It's made out of cheese. Okay.
Have I seen Wallace and Gromit?
Is this what we're all about to bond over? Is it like all Wallace and Gromit stands? Yes.
As long as I can run first and Wallace and Gromit second, we can.
Rob, how could you?
Yeah, Robbie, that's upsetting.
That's savage, dude.
Maybe that's the Canadian in me. I'm gonna say that's the Canadian. Chicken Run was first for me, and Chicken Run.
No.
We'll go around. We'll go around robin. Dan, do you have a conspiracy?
I don't know how I'm supposed to beat Mothman though. Like I was just looking at a list of conspiracy theories, and I'm trying to be like, what am I supposed to do? I guess the moon landing one is pretty good.
Do you not already believe in any of them?
I don't really. I mean, I watched a lot of Illuminati videos in high school. I remember watching the ones about like Rihanna's head hanging too low in her music videos, and that's why she's the devil.
Tell me more.
What?
What you need to know about, at least from the YouTube video that I watched, is that, and maybe you guys can confirm this because you guys are musicians and you might sell your soul to the devil one day. But if you repeat or put a repetitive phrase in a song, that means that you have sold your soul to the devil. And Umbrella by Rihanna is proof that she sold her soul to the devil because she goes, Ella, 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 A, which apparently is an old chant from a Satanist chant that they use in Satanist cults.
I'm not going to lie to you. I have seen this exact YouTube video.
Yeah, it was huge. I remember it like spreading through the internet.
And if you look, if you look closely, in the background on the music video is just a flag that's slowly waving.
With Mothman just standing in the back.
Mothman just waving a flag.
Waving flag. Ella, Ella,
Oh my God.
Ryan, do you have anything that you believe in besides Mothman? Because I know.
Okay, so this depends. If we're talking about like just conspiracy theories, I want to like the Dyatlov Pass incident.
Yo, that's great stuff.
Yo, fill me in on this.
So Dyatlov Pass, we got hikers that are going for. So first off, it's Soviet Union, Russia. I believe here. I'm gonna get this a little more detailed. This could be Ryan's weird history of the day.
This is Ryan's ridiculous history now.
This is Dyatlov Pass incident. So this is. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's 59. 1959, we got some Soviet kids. They're going to they're all like engineering students, and they are going to go hiking to get like hiking certified, but in like the middle of Siberia. If you had hiking, but you took all the fun out of it because it's cold and miserable. If you decided
to go hiking through a prison, absolutely.
That's pretty much what it is. Yeah. It's like. It's like the 13th level or the 12th level of hell from Dante's Inferno. It's surprisingly cold. Like that's it. Anyway, so they were trekked from Ural Polytechnical Institute because the Soviet Union had the best names for things that were just all very soul sucking. They all get in a group, and then essentially when they're part of the hike, they get towards a mountain. They end up setting up camp, and then their bodies are found later because something startled them. They cut their way out of their tents. It is in the negative degrees, so they are going to freeze to death. They don't put on clothing. Some of them attempt to. Some of them had burns where they were trying to like start a fire and stand on the fire to get any sort of heat. You can see them clawing against trees, and we have no idea what happened. The craziest part about it is a lot of them had internal like injuries, suggesting like they fell off like a building or were hit by a car. They're in the middle of nowhere. Like this is, and some of them had radiation, like radiation affecting them, which was strange because it's like, how would that happen? Let's see what the
irradiated abominable snowman.
Holy crap!
Well, some people do think it's a Yeti. I I'm curious what like Russian testing was probably going on in the area involving nuclear weapons, because especially in 59, if I'm correct, let's see when they dropped Tsar Bomba. Tsar Bomba is the largest nuclear weapon ever dropped, and it was dropped in 1961. It's 50 to 58 megatons of TNT. It's just it's huge. It was a hydrogen bomb versus an atom bomb, which essentially is like, hey, did you like atom bombs? How about their older, really mean brother? Like, that's what's going on with that. But yeah, so the temperatures, by the way, were apparently around -13 to -22. And the dead were only partially dressed. Some only had one shoe. Others only wore socks. Some were found wrapped in strips of ripped clothing.
I'm mostly worried about the guy with one shoe.
Right. Well, hey, he was a lefty. He was just like, this works.
Yeah.
Like if you're running for your life, why are you trying to put shoes on?
Well, because at -13, you don't have a lot of time of being outside before you're gonna freeze. Like your lungs are gonna freeze, and like your body's gonna give out.
And and if you're running from an irradiated Yeti, you're just like, yeah, if I'm gonna kick him, I'm gonna use my left foot. Let me put steel toes on that.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Just one foot, one single foot. Yeah.
One kick. It's so apparently. Here's what we got. There was initial speculation that Mansi people who are like reindeer herders in the local area, which also is crazy to me that like city people like go out and like go do things. And then there's people that live there, but we're impressed that we got there. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, like when people climb Mount Everest and it's like Todd climbed Mount Everest and there's like a Sherpa that's done it 12 times that like month. And it's like, hi.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's just Gary. That's what
it's the whole thing with the Into the Wild like trek, where like people that live in that part of the world are just like pissed off because that story is literally like this repeating cycle where like tourists will go specifically underprepared because in that story he went wildly underprepared and then like get stuck and die literally because of ineptitude, and it's just like, oh my god.
Right?
This is Naked and Afraid, but actual fear.
That's funny. We read that book in high school too, where it was like it was Chris McCandless's story of, and it's just like, that's not a good story. This is about like pack, I guess. Like that's the whole thing. Like you could have survived, you just didn't because, I guess. But anyway, here's six members of the group died of hypothermia. 3 died from fatal injuries. There were no indications of nearby people. No, so there's like some like essentially like internal bleeding. One of them laid face down. I think it was missing like half of their face, but that actually probably was more like having to do with like heat
ice,
and yeah. The victims died 6 to 8 hours of after their last meal. The weird thing is their tents were ripped from the inside. So what?
Crazy.
So what did they have to get out and away from, especially if they were inside something? All members of the camp left by their own accord on foot. Some levels of radiation were found on one victim's clothing, which makes no sense. To dispel the theory of indigenous like Mansi attack, this is the crazy part. The fatal injuries on the 3 bodies could not have been caused by human beings because the force of the blows had been too strong and no soft tissue had been damaged.
So it's just like a radioactive giant wild boar or something.
That's my new favorite version of it.
I don't want to just say what it is or not, but it was probably Rihanna and Mothman with a flag.
Odds are high.
Rihanna turned into a radioactive Yeti and she said, I'm a Ella in this tent right now.
Oh my god.
She unhinged her neck bone and was just like Yeti-ified, and Mothman was standing there with a flag going, hey, what are you guys doing?
Hey guys, how you doing? My theory.
No, he was hovering, right? He was hey guys, it's gonna be bad for you in a few seconds, and then Rihanna came and took them out, right?
So there are some theories behind it. My personal theory involves either nuclear testing mixed with avalanche, because that does seem to be a thing. Not only that, but where they were hiking on the mountain has like winds that can be particularly loud that can cause like apparently like psychosis, which is crazy. So yeah, I would bet that it's a combination of like
means, yes,
probably testing.
Ryan, you just need to start your. You need to start your own conspiracy podcast, because right now you're giving us like all the info, and I was like, "What? What's going on?"
I've got a spin-off to The Good, the Dan, the Florida Man. It's just the good conspiracy theories.
So
yeah.
all right.
That's the
okay.
Dyetlov pass. There's my history for today.
Awesome. That was a silly question and Ryan's ridiculous history in one. We'll finish up here with Calvin. Do you have a conspiracy theory that you like?
I don't know if I have like a favorite theory, but my favorite examination of a conspiracy theory is the Flat Earth documentary on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, it is just a startling representation of a type of thinking that is doing some really scary things in today's world. But it's also just fucking hilarious because this isn't even really a spoiler, but like the main...
It's not flat.
Correct. It's not flat.
I'm sorry, did I ruin the documentary?
Man, that's like that time that guy ruined Titanic for me.
Yeah, way to ruin it. No, the main conflict in the story, in the middle of it, and also the way they end the movie are the flat earthers have like a relatively sound science team that like used to teach at universities and stuff, and are doing sound experiments. And every time they are obviously proven wrong because the Earth is not flat. The response is legitimately like, oh. We need to re-examine this. That is straight up how the movie ends. Like, no amount of factual proof is going to change.
My favorite part about that is they had full control of the footage, and they still put that in the document.
They still were like, yeah, this is part of our journey to proving the Earth is flat. It's like, no, you're like... The scientific process works the other way around.
You're doing the backwards thing.
Yeah.
There used to be a documentary on Netflix about that. It was Paul McCartney really is dead. And the theory is that Paul McCartney died back in like 1966, and they replaced him with a lookalike that they gave plastic surgery and then taught how to play the guitar left-handed. And they're like John Lennon started dropping all these hints in their album artwork and song lyrics, and that's why they had to kill him in whatever year John Lennon was assassinated because he was about to go public
steal
with
my
it.
conspiracy theory.
No!
I have a backup.
Bernard Purdie is the drummer on all of the Beatles tracks because Ringo never existed in the first place.
Oh my God!
Never existed.
I feel like his son would have something to say about that.
I love that so much that actually ended up being a thing that I was, wow.
I sincerely hope this podcast just like shuts down from the government. Just like it's like no one should hear these theories.
Yeah, we're getting the cease and desist from the SEC too.
Too much sensitive, volatile information that could hurt too many people.
Do you know who they actually got to replace Paul McCartney in the Beatles after the real one died?
It was actually John Bon Jovi.
I would look.
Good guess. No, it was Mothman. Yeah. It's a recurring theme here. Robbie, was that actually the one you were going to do?
No, I was thinking of a couple, but no, I think the one I'm going to go with is that someone spent like half a drunk evening trying to prove to me the conspiracy theory that Beethoven was a black man. And
I'm about it.
Oh,
I'm down.
That one was one of those where it's like I haven't followed up, so this might be total hocus, but like it kind of made sense to me, like kind of tracked. It's like there's like evidence of him being a Moor, which means he probably had black skin, and also like a lot of his like there's like a weird agreement on a specific way to represent his face and stuff that
and
like
there's
wouldn't
just
have
like
made
a
any
weird
sense.
amount. There's like a high level of rhythm that he has in his music.
I have
There's
no
no
idea
way.
of the musical. Like the thing is, for me, like it could be false, so I don't want to throw too many things behind it being like, and this is exactly why. But it was just one that, like, most of the time when like conspiracy theories are thrown to me, unless it's like someone died that should, like, the two that I believe are the Beethoven might be black and JFK was probably killed by the CIA. But I feel like now we're definitely getting a cease and desist.
It's okay. It's not your podcast, so
Yeah.
Conspiracy. JFK was killed by the CIA. Like that is a fucking fact. It is.
Sampson's like, I'm the one that did it. I started the CIA.
Now, weird question.
I've created several industries.
This is going to be a weird thing, but like, so I've like working with the government experience that we don't talk about a lot, to be honest. But Now, do you think it's CIA or do you think it's FBI? Because FBI works mostly nationally, and at the time they were run by J. Edgar Hoover, who we know was notoriously corrupt. Do you think it was that?
Ryan is really trying to get us shut down. He's like, let's go after the two strongest police organizations.
You wouldn't have been able to do it without the intelligence community being relatively on the same page. But I also think that the odds that they would have put it in the first place you look feel low. Like if they actually took out a president, they had to do that more intensely than any other time. Because I just don't think they've assassinated another American president. You know,
whatever.
If it turns out they're also taking care of the old ones at the end of their lives,
All we're saying,
Ronald Reagan was pillowed out at the end of it.
All we're saying is that if you're listening to the podcast right now and you have a couple hours to throw down a rabbit hole, why not investigate JFK's death? I feel like not enough people are doing that.
Also, I have to share something with you right now because I appreciate, because when I said Tsar Bomba was big, I want to show you guys what it looks like big comparatively. The one on the far left is the little boy and then the fat man. And then this is Tsar Bomba. This is why I think that the explosion could have definitely carried nuclear stuff, because that's a commercial flight's height. This is insane. It's 200,000 feet mushroom cloud. Wow. It's just to put it in perspective, 15 kilotons, 50 megatons. This is 3,333 times bigger. So dang.
Now this is a math podcast.
I feel
math and mushrooms.
Hey. Oh man. Well,
bro, I can see the math.
That's it. That's all we had for you guys. So I just want to say thank you so much for coming on the podcast, Robbie, Calvin, and Sampson.
Dude,
if people,
we love hot ones. Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah. My name's Kevin Hart. You've been fantastic. But if people are listening that didn't know who you were before this, how can they find you? Where can they go?
Right Club on the socials.
You can't find me. Definitely not.
Please don't, actually.
Getting scrubbed from the internet during this podcast. We can't talk about it.
We're all getting scrubbed.
And Sampson's in the CIA, so don't.
Ripe Love at the socials, shows through the summer and New Year's in New York. I believe it's ripetheband.com still.
Yes.
Anywhere that you find a band, you'll be able to find us. Ripe on Spotify, Ripe on Apple Music, Ripe on Tidal,
Ripe on LimeWire,
Tidal.
I typed it in. Ripetheband.com works. Also, ripe.band works.
Ripe.band works.
Yeah, don't worry about that one.
Hey, learn something new every day. I didn't know that.
That's our backup website.
Okay.
Okay, well, just look up ripe as if you're trying to find the perfect avocado, that kind of ripe. We're saying R-I-P-E. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming on the podcast. I'll let you know when it's out.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here, guys. I'll go find another Miami story.
Bye, guys.
See you soon. Bye.
Oh, we're keeping Calvin.
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't know how to leave. Ha! That's the government. We got you.
That was awesome. They're super cool.
I think they're awesome.
I'm
cool.
very happy with that.
Love them.
Calvin liked my mudkip. That makes me very just jealous.
Just the full mix of personalities between the three of them.
Absolutely.
It's like looking into a mirror.
Oh my god, it is.
Seriously.
Oh my gosh, and I realized I think we were all above the people we were. Were we?
No.
I feel like I'm more of a Sam.
Dan was Sampson, I was Robbie, and you were Calvin.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, you're right. What was I thinking?
I don't know what you were thinking, but that's what makes you a Calvin, because he looked like he was confused.
Yeah, no, that's true.
These are all compliments. We're going to jump right back into the rest of the podcast here, so we'll kick it right back in with Dan's LGBT-Q for the straights.
That's my new tune, Fred.
Oh, okay.
That's my whole new tune. Today's one is kind of a roast. I want to know, guys, why when you have such a wide variety or large dating pool, you guys are still single. Tell us why straight people stay single.
You know, actually, I've got the best response to this by a bisexual girl. I was hanging out with a friend of mine. She just came out as bi, and I was like, "How's that going?" She's like, "It's super tough. Like, it's really hard to date women." And I go, "We know. We're aware. Like, it's tough to do. Like, women." She's like, "They're so pretty and they're so hard to approach." And I go, "We know. We know. We get it." And so it's just a very funny moment to be like, hard to approach. Like it's just, yeah.
Okay, so I have a math-brained answer to this.
Yes.
We had two very different answers. I love this.
Yeah.
Have you ever met someone and you're like, this is, and not even just as in a relationship, just a human being, and you met them and you're like, this is cool. And then you start spending a lot of time with them. And then slowly you're like, this is not as cool as I thought it was.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's most people. And I'm not saying that most people suck. I'm saying that most people aren't compatible even as friends. If you spend enough time with someone else, more than likely you're going to hate them after a while. So the reason dating is difficult isn't because you're bad at dating or they're bad at dating. It's just because the odds of you actually finding someone that you genuinely enjoy spending time around, and then them also being the same person that genuinely enjoys spending time with you, and them living in your area, and them being your age group, and them being the correct gender and sexual preference, it's the fact that any of us are happy in a relationship is you are an anomaly. If you are in a happy relationship and it wasn't because of years of forcing the other person to change for you, you are a statistical anomaly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why am I single? Yeah. Because math.
It's true. It's true. Well, let's also be
real. I can answer to that too and say that every gay person thinks they're the main character and needs to get married. So I think we have that going for us too.
Oh my gosh. Well, also I think that it also, we've talked about it before, but like us all now having like social media platforms and things like that, there's two ways it'll go. Either people know us from our social media and then we will never live up to what they think, which is disappointing. Or they won't know, and we're going to tell them what we do for work, and they're going to immediately be disappointed in us. And so
have you ever gone on a date with a woman, and halfway through you got to be like, so I'm a famous TikToker. She'll go,
you just have
I'm
to follow it up
dry.
with your paycheck and just be like, money.
She'll be like, well, now I'm not dry again. Okay.
Yeah, you're like I'm the famous TikToker who actually kind of makes enough money off of it, right? That's you have to preface it.
Yeah. That is the weird thing, especially like if you ever say like, what do you do for work? It's like, I'm a stand-up comedian. And then they're like, oh, okay. And it's like, no. It pays all of my bills. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like
and my student loans, completely.
You gotta
gone.
be like, no. Watch this. One bill, please.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Well, that's the thing. It's just like, look, I don't know how to tell you.
Ben is a gentleman, ladies. Yeah.
My bed's off the ground because I was funny enough. You know what I mean? Like that's not...
Yeah, my bed's not in a corner. So
yeah, right. Mine isn't either. You can
I have a top sheet.
Is it? Let me ask you, just because follow-up question to Ben's thing. What is your guys' opinion of like paying the full bill? Like, do you think that that's like something that you agree with, or is it like? How does it work nowadays? Because I actually haven't dated girls in a very long time. So.
But personally, I always do, but I also will regularly pay the bill for my friends, so I don't really look at it like So for me, it's just like I'm just trying to hook someone up. It's not.
I'm the same way as Ryan. I pay it because I can afford to. And I like it. Sometimes, like if I go out with someone multiple times and they deliver the check and it's one check, I'll wait a few seconds. I'll just ignore that it even got to the table, because if they grab it, I'm not gonna stop them. But if they don't touch it either, I'll take it after whatever conversation is done. And then my usual follow up, because women, like 99% of the time, will now say things like, do you want to split it, or I can get that, or whatever. And then I just say, you can get the next one. And whatever is being paid for the next time, they'll cover.
Well, that's what I was curious about. I was wondering if like the conversation has changed, but now you basically just answered my question. Like they ask if you can split it, which is I love that.
And it's case by case, relationship by relationship.
I just grew up in I mean obviously moving straight to Utah, we had very different dating culture like expectations. So I was just curious, but thank you. That's
honestly, Oh, sorry, I was just gonna say it's either night. Like, I'm sorry, I just had a final thing. Like, I'll either have a conversation or the conversation won't be there, but they'll say thank you. And honestly, that's just nice. That just feels nice. Where it's like you recognize that it was a thing that was done, and it's not a big deal, and it doesn't matter like as much. But it's just one of those things where it's just like it's nice to feel appreciated for doing it. Yeah.
My favorite is when they go, "You don't have to do that," and then I get to respond with, "I don't have to do a lot of things."
Anyway, that's my LGBT-Q for the straights.
Did you say D? Sorry.
T.
I thought you said LGBTQ, and I was like,
you got that D.
Dan got something on the brain.
The Dyetlov pass.
It's that time.
It's that time. Welcome once again, America, to Ben's Breaking News. So this is a short one this week. I shortened it down to make room for the interview. So we only have 3 headlines this week, but let's jump in.
Yes.
Colonial Pipeline CEO tells why he paid hackers a $4.4 million ransom. It's just because he had it lying around. He wrote it off as charity, actually. He said the hardest part about making the decision was figuring out how to sound sad about it without laughing. In all honesty, he was worried about the information that they stole. Obviously, he said, quote, "I don't know what all information they had or were willing to release, but I knew that if my current wife found out I was sending $10,000 a week to my second wife, she'd be pretty mad." What is that? What is that saying that there is? What hackers hath no fury like a third wife scorned? Is that?
Got him.
That one was a fun one. Okay, next headline. Mitch McConnell opposes House's bipartisan January 6th commission bill. He said he's going to continue opposing all bills until people stop saying he looks like that weird creature from Pan's Labyrinth. In response, several members of Congress came forward to say that he actually looks more like a Galapagos turtle. So, split down party lines once again. The bill in question would ask an independent commission to investigate the Capitol Hill insurrection from January 6th. And given that context, Mitch McConnell's opposition to the bill sounds a whole lot like that one time O.J. Simpson said, "The glove don't fit." Okay, and then last headline, New York Attorney General, this is a long one. New York Attorney General joins the Manhattan District Attorney in investigating the Trump Organization and adds, quote, criminal capacity to the probe. Criminal capacity sounds like a really fun way to say a building has too many people in it. The police walk into a 3/4 full bar during COVID and just go, "This capacity is criminal." Adding the phrase criminal capacity to the probe sounds like it's illegal to seem like you might do crime at some point, which means exactly what we're thinking. Yeah, which just means me and everyone else in the state of Florida will be going off the grid until the investigation is over.
Right. Do you think they could be a criminal? Like they have the capacity?
They have the capacity to do it. And that is that's all the headlines that I have this week. So that brings Ben's breaking news to an end. And now we have just a mountain of audience submissions. Some of them have been pulled over from last week and the week before. But let us jump right in. Starting with you, Ryan.
Sounds good. From Jared S, we got, hi guys, love the podcast. And I was wondering, Ben and Ryan, what's the most gay thing about you? And Dan, what is the most straight thing about you? Can't wait for the podcast on Saturday. Thank you, Jared. I love that. That's.
I would have to say the gayest thing about me is that I am a famous TikToker. Yeah.
True.
Thanks, Dan.
What is the straightest thing about me? Oh, have you guys ever seen the Portlandia episode where there's the gay brother comes and visits his sister, and they're like expecting him to be like
Flamboyant.
stereotypical gay, and like will rearrange the furniture and clean the house. The straightest thing about me is I don't clean. I don't like cleaning.
Okay.
A lot of stuff.
I love how
I want to clarify. I'm not like a dirty person.
Right.
I just like I leave my laundry on the floor. I don't fold my laundry. So
I love how all of just like the straight stereotypes from gay people are just like, wow, they are dirty, huh?
Well, yeah,
They
I don't
are
know.
dumb
I mean,
and dirty.
let me see if I can. Let me see if I can do this. See, there's my pile.
Love the flannel.
Hey.
That's the first thing he
Kinda fits
notices.
perfectly. Of course, that's what I.
Hey, Ryan, but yeah, that's probably the straightest thing about me.
I would have to say the gayest thing about me is probably the fact that I have a penis. Like just based on like
Wow.
I mean just think about it, like I've got one, so that puts me up there. You know what I mean? Like I'm at least halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer.
Where is it? That's the important. That's the important
it's
part.
actually behind my elbow.
Where? Where's it located?
No,
I would also
I,
say that you coif your hair.
I was about to say it really is my hair. Everyone said, here's the thing, because everyone asks if I'm gay, and I go no, and then they go, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, weird that you'd say that. But then I also go, "Why do you think so?" And most people, it's like, because you've got gay hair.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
You
what?
really do.
What does it mean?
It just means it's not dirty.
That's nice. That's nice.
It means it looks nice. Like it's a compliment.
I'm always complimented when people think I'm like, man, Dan, nothing is funnier to me than whenever people ask me, am I gay? It's a compliment. But when someone asks you if you were straight, that's a straight up insult. Like that is a mean thing to say to a person. Hey, are you like, you're pretty straight, right?
Bro, you're being real straight right now.
No, I do be taking offense to that sometimes. People be like, so you're either a top or you're straight. And I'm like, no.
No.
No, I'm not those, but also this conversation is over now, so.
Yeah.
Correct.
Next question is brought to us by the Fanto Geek. It's in blue, Dan.
Yes, this is a question directed at Dan. I have a crush on another guy. How do you properly confess, as this is pretty uncommon? And I also don't know if he's into guys. Huh, interesting.
Okay, just real quick. I feel like I'll read the pink ones this week then.
Oh.
No, it's fine. It's whatever. No, it's directed at you, so you take it. Yeah, no.
Sorry, I'm just going in the order. Sorry.
I totally thought it was too. Yeah, no, you're good.
No, it's fine. It's whatever. Yeah, do whatever you're gonna do, Dan. I'm not upset. Be a blue for Badan now.
Okay. How would I? I mean, I think honestly, like, just because it is such a complicated situation where you don't know how the person feels or if they're even into a particular or different gender, I would say the best way to approach it is to just be honest. Tell them how you feel. If they are a friend, hopefully they will not take offense to that. They'll see it as a compliment, and you can make a decision from there.
If they take offense to it, they shouldn't be your friend anyway.
Yes, exactly. And so I would just say that. I would just say...
I think just the gay community needs to come up with a song that is their song. Because women have it easy. They just go, oh, do you listen to Lady in Red? And it's just a ubiquitous phrase that all lesbians and bi women understand as, that means I date women. So I think the gay people need... The gay people?
We do have that.
Gay men.
We do have
Hey, have you listened to any Madonna songs?
We do have that.
No.
It's actually Lady Gaga. You just ask them if they've listened to Chromatica, and that's an immediate...
Really?
Cool. Know where you're at.
Oh.
Great.
Okay. Do you listen to Chromatica? Okay. All right.
Yes, and I do.
What? Damn.
Crazy. I know. Crazy. Wow.
Dan's gay? I did this podcast exclusively for 3 straight dudes. What's going on?
All right, next question is brought to us by Matthew W. This question is for Dan and Ben. Do you think that Ryan gives off bi-wife energy? For reference, there is a YouTube video link. I don't need the link because I know that, yes, he does.
What does it mean? I'm linking it right now. I'm going to figure this out.
By wife energy? Like,
Yeah.
I would say yeah.
Right?
I'd see that.
Let me look up just bi-wife energy on Google.
Oh, I get it. I'm listening to it right now. Okay. Well, first off, that's just actually very sweet.
Bi-wife energy is a queer feminist satire of the woke bro, or the men we used to call snag, sensitive new age guys.
Wait, hold on. I'm not a douche. What's going on here? Like, that's...
No. You're sensitive new age guys.
Yeah,
That doesn't make you a douche. That just means you know how to play Wonderwall on the acoustic guitar.
Oh, I wish I did. But here's the thing. Sometimes that can mean 2 things. That can be either like a genuine, because there's the thing. There's genuine sensitive new age guys, or there's like, oh man,
fake sensitive.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to avoid. Is like, but yeah. Funny thing, actually, my longest relationship was with a bi girl. So that is very funny to me. That it's like, shit, bi wife energy. It's like, I guess that's the closest I've come. But so.
Her too. All right.
Talking about an entirely different skill set. Anywho,
Calm down, Liam Neeson.
Hello again, GDFM podcast. This is from Anonymous. A challenge for you. Comedians are often good at imitators. Challenges: do your best imitation of your fellow podcasters. Bonus points if you incorporate a prop. Current standings as of 5-8. Ryan has 3 points. First place in answers. I don't know what that other one means. Dan has got 4 points with third place answers, but bonus points for an exceptional acceptance speech. Ben, 2 second place answers, but you were probably shooting for that.
Fair point.
Okay.
So they've been asking us questions every week and ranking us based on our answers to the questions. The last question that they're talking about was when we said, if you came up with an award for the other people on the podcast, what would that award be for? And bonus points if you do an acceptance speech.
Gotcha. Cool. Oh, so they're right. That's so cool. I get it now. Very cool.
Yeah. So real quick, we're doing imitations. I call doing an impression of Ryan. So you guys figure out who's doing an impression.
I thought we were all going to do the other 2.
Yeah,
Like,
I thought we were going to do both.
I'm down to do both.
All right. Sure.
I just want to see.
Ben, I want you to go first because that was a lot of confidence, and I'm afraid.
Okay. I got to get my prop.
Would you say props or a
No, my
cross?
prop. I got to get my prop.
Oh, if we got props. I can't stand up right now. I gotta be honest. I'm
for
again
using
not
a
wearing
prop.
pants. So
These are pants. Okay,
It's not.
well, I'll
All
just
right.
do this.
Okay. This is my impression of Dan.
no.
Oh, wait. Hold on. I got it.
These are pajama pants, so I can't wear them, but I will wear it like this.
I wore a dog version of a flannel one time, so don't worry about it. Like it's.
I don't know exactly what prop I would use for Dan, and therefore I will not be using one. But
Weird.
I've got like it. It's a it's an accent that I don't have down yet, but man, Morbins are gay, huh? Like that's the gayest. I had a boyfriend for 2 years and I just couldn't tell him.
Technically, I'm 12.
This is a second part of the imitation, which people are only going to get if they know what I'm doing, but just. I hate gay people.
I am terrified of this next one.
Okay, and this is Ryan. This is me doing Ryan real quick.
Man, I love how we all know this one's gonna hurt. I'm like we're aware. It's fun. Oh my gosh, here he goes.
You guys ready?
What's he got as a prop?
Okay. And he's just so cute. I don't like. How can you look at this face? You're gonna look. Look at him. No, guys, 10,000 hours of improv and 10,000 squishmallows later, and I still love Mudkip the most. So, oh, you guys are just so sweet. I don't know. I love. It just makes me feel so warm.
My heart is.
I love it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
That was so good. Dan, you want to hit us with it?
Okay, I'm gonna do Ryan first because I've got this thing on. Let's just go into it. Anyway, let me also do this.
What is it?
Wait, am I doing this on the way? Like this. We have to do the car TikTok.
Oh my god.
This is crazy. And then the laugh is.
Oh my god.
I don't know if I did it well, but I don't speak for the company or whatever.
Brand or the company? Come on.
I don't speak for the brand of the company.
Sorry, I got the slogan wrong.
Gosh, I had a catchphrase.
You do have a catchphrase. It's great.
Right.
And then Ben.
Just say
Ben
your
likes to
worst
use
opinion.
His inclination goes up as he's making points, right? So he'll be like, something you don't know is that it's like it goes in levels, I feel, right? Like you talk and you're like, hold on, let me try and get this down because I need to do it in an American accent too. Okay, let's try it. Ryan hates women. And the reason he hates women is because he sometimes doesn't like the way that women act. 10,000 hours of improv. That's crazy, Ryan.
I love how your impersonation is still Ben roasting me.
Oh man,
This is my favorite thing we've ever done.
fantastic!
Oh my gosh.
I feel like if you just started doing an impression of John Mulaney, you'd be like, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
This was pretty accurate, yeah. Oh, funny. Ryan?
Well done.
Okay, here's my Ben. Ryan, you got a mic? Yeah, this is Totodile. I joined the military, and here's the thing: I didn't try, but I still won everything. Like, it's not that I'm trying to win. For instance, like there was a dude who was part of it, and he was big, like a big man, and I defeated him in everything. It was embarrassing to him.
Everything.
My best version of it. And then, Dan, it's weird because your accent is such a mix. It feels subtle to me. And so it's the subtleness that makes it tougher. If you were more caricature-y, it would be so much easier.
Dan, be more what we think of when we think of Africans. Jeez.
There's a lot of steps if Dan's going to be more of what we think of Africans. Okay, you know what I mean? Like, fair enough. Like, I'm not wrong.
Leaps and bounds.
What about
Oh, wow.
I just feel like straight people are very gay. Like in most of the things that they do.
That's
like, why are
great.
straight so gay? I don't understand. Like, look at Ryan and his coiffed hair. It's just.
I love it. This was my favorite thing we've ever done on the podcast.
Me too.
Real quick follow-up. Does anyone feel self-conscious now?
No.
About the way they
I
speak.
feel like I talk about being gay too much now. Like, maybe I should stop critiquing people for being, you know.
No, we love it because we can't say it. I feel like if you guys were going to do like a different impression of me, it would just be like your just worst opinion.
Oh my gosh, I would love that. Oh,
Great. Oh, okay, awesome. We're moving on to the next question. Yep. Okay, cool. Val W says, Dan, why did your sister date closeted men, and does she still? No, she is married, happily married to a straight man. The reason she dated closeted men is because they were closeted, and she had no idea.
Fair enough.
It was not her fault that she was dating the closeted men. It was definitely all on them in that situation. So yeah, I think it was. Yeah, that's pretty much.
I was waiting for the. She bought a gaydar from Target and was just like, "Let me show
She's
them."
Like, oh, I found them. Oh,
Yeah.
jeez. She didn't buy a gaydar. She just took me in front of them and was like, "Okay, tell me if this one is right." But yeah,
All right.
that's it.
Anna W says, this one has 2 parts and is for everyone. What is your zombie apocalypse plan, and what song or band will you be listening to? Thank you. Hope everyone is having a good week.
I'm going to take over Costco.
I don't think I would plan. I think I would just continue living life as normal, in that I would steal more from stores.
Wait, hold on.
I don't know. If it's an apocalypse, if it's an apocalypse, are you still stealing though?
It's not. Okay, does it say zombie
looting.
apocalypse?
Yeah,
Zombie
zombie
apocalypse. Okay.
apocalypse.
So just there are zombies everywhere, but like I'll kill them. You know, I don't like. I'll just absolutely.
What's your weapon of choice?
Yeah, that's
What's the weapon?
Ooh.
that you're using?
I mean, I know you all want me to say a pet alligator, and I'm not like opposed to it by any
You're
means.
just carrying one around.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I would have a bat, and then I would be a very improvisational killer, you know? Any sharp objects, I would grab swords, shovels, anything that has a good grip with a swing. I would have long distance weapons like guns and stuff, but that's just because I'm in Florida and we all do, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think much would really change. Maybe my commute would be a little bit more congested.
Florida itself probably wouldn't change that much, to be honest.
Yeah,
Like,
we've already literally had zombies.
yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
So
You kind of had your own little wave. What about you, Ryan?
So as far as like my zombie apocalypse plan, like probably like middle Missouri, because there's just less people, and like
Yeah.
I'd have like farms and stuff like that. Like I'd essentially have to I'd have to get self-sufficient pretty quickly, but with like well water and things like that. And as far as like guns and stuff like that, I'd probably get a rifle, like a semi-automatic 308, just so that it's got some good hit to it. It's not going to be fun to shoot, but it's going to get it done. And as far as like a melee weapon, I actually love. I was trained with canes, bow staves, and knives, and the closest thing to that I liked was like ice picks, like the ones that are used for climbing, mountain climbing. They're really well weighted, and so yeah, and plus it keeps distance, because if you're a knife, you're too close. So yeah,
I want to know what you mean by you were trained in bow staffs and
well, so there's I did martial arts for a while, so it was like Chinese Kempo, Russian Sistena, a little bit of Muay Thai, and a little bit of Krav Maga.
Oh.
And so,
I also have a little bit
go
of
for the balls.
I also have a little bit of bow staff in me.
what's that? Of course you do. Gosh, we are gonna actually just end up fusing together at some point.
Vegeta, Goku.
Yeah. Dude, that's awesome though. Yeah, bow
Dan,
staffs are cool, but honestly, I'd want like that's better for incapacitating than for just like straight up kill. So yeah, that's what I think.
I would get to higher ground, and then I would just throw stuff at people and the zombies. That would be the only way that I know how to handle that situation. Like I would find a giant boulder and try to figure out where to roll it, and that would be like my whole thing. Because I'm not fast enough to I don't have bow staff skills going on, right? Like I'm not like swinging stuff around. I need to just be able to like run away. That would be my just like whole plan, is like push them off, distract them into the corner, and then run away as fast as I possibly can. So yeah, that's my whole zombie apocalypse plan.
I love
Right. That's a good one.
Cool. Great.
Ryan?
Oh yeah, sorry. Gavin M says, "Love the podcast, guys. Would you take $1 million if for a year you couldn't use it and have to be homeless? Keep the good times rolling."
Oh, straight up. Yes.
$1 million.
I would do it.
No.
I would do it.
I like
I do
bathrooms.
it just for the experience of it all. I not necessarily like homeless, but I just like, I don't know. I just go walk to Oregon and just
And you're
live
already
off the
homeless
land.
anyway, yeah.
Yeah, you're homeless anyway, so you might as well just go live in like a forest somewhere, enjoy your time.
Yeah, wait, could I stay in a motel? Technically, it's not a home. It's just
Well,
a
that's what
place.
homeless. Well, that's what homeless people do, right? They usually. I wouldn't say that they usually do that, but like, I feel like a lot of people or people in that situation try to find alternatives to it. So yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no, just because money's not real. So like you're incentivizing me with like an imaginary with like this is already a hypothetical situation, but you're using like an imaginary concept inside of a hypothetical situation to incentivize me to live worse. I'm fine, dude.
I will say that my motivation is more about living in a forest than anything else.
You're allowed to
just
just
wanna-
do that.
I just want to do that. So
The
that's
Unabomber
all.
did that. Why can't you?
Right. Yeah. Right.
Oh, I don't like that comparison.
What makes Ted Kaczynski better than you? Nothing.
Daniel has the same temperament as the guy from the Unabomber. I mean, the Unabomber. Unabomber. Oh, I can't speak English.
I love this
Cool.
question. This next one. I have some stats for it, by the way.
If you were trapped in a corner, no weapons allowed, how many 7-year-olds do you think you could fight before they overpower you?
Now, just to put it in perspective, the average 7-year-old boy is 4 feet tall and 51 pounds. So do with that what you may.
Sure, but how much force does it take to break a kneecap?
I feel like if they're still crawling towards you, that might become a problem if they could end up getting to your feet. So you really got to bash in skulls at this point.
I prefer not to answer a question about how I beat up 7-year-olds.
No, think about it like this: they're feral zombie 7-year-olds. How about
Okay,
that?
I can do that. I can do that.
No, I don't want to answer it anymore then.
Okay, Bens are like really loving. They come from good families.
Sure.
Dans are these feral, because I'm picturing like they're hit with like feral gas and they're all coming towards you. For some reason, they're just a second grade.
Mine
It's
would
just,
be like the demon possessed. Like that would be. That's one where I would feel like
I'm just
I would
picturing
have to,
regular 7-year-olds.
I feel like it would have to be like easily like 20 kids could probably. I've babysat a baby. I've babysat a couple 7-year-olds before, and it's been hell.
Given my experience working with children,
okay.
at the YMCA, at church camps, all this stuff, I can tell you pretty confidently that I wouldn't have to hurt more than one of them, and the rest of them would just accept me as their king.
I could definitely see that.
I mean, yeah.
The more 7-year-olds you throw at me, the bigger my army grows. So at this point, it just becomes, how willing are you to die at the hands of 7-year-olds?
I'd just pull out my phone and let them play games on my phone, and that would.
I was thinking I'd use candy to distract them, and then just like if we had to kill them, I'm just throwing candy, sneaking up behind them, and like just
You're like, look, an iPad, and they'd all turn around, and I just run away.
yeah. I think my mind is still the feral gas thing. So if they're coming at me and they're trying to kill me, I'm thinking probably they're still at that top heavy stage of life. And so I feel like I could like push them pretty good. Then they're just falling over into each other. And I find that funny. Like people falling
I just
over.
like
and
the idea of you being in a corner being like, just like pushing them, finding just absolute joy from just pushing 7-year-olds over constantly.
I just might be having fun at that point.
Yeah, so
Wouldn't want
if
to kill
we're
them. Though, so
doing
probably
the
50.
genuine answer to this, I'd have to say, I think I could get through like 50 of them.
I was about to say 50. Yeah.
Yeah, but I wouldn't lose
They don't
because
have
they
strong
overpowered me. I would lose because I got tired. Like that would the
That's what
exhaustion
I-
would be
yep.
the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, I
Because
think
you
mental
can
fatigue.
pick one up by the legs and spin it around as like a wrecking ball sort of thing. But like how many times can you before
Does
you're
no
like,
weapons
I'm
include
tired.
using a 7-year-old as a weapon? Oh my gosh, I love that so much. Oh.
Okay.
That's all I got
crazy.
for that one. Next question from Hannah F. Any advice for young comedians starting out? Yes. Don't. No, I think the best advice is just do it.
Yep. Just keep doing it.
Keep writing.
Keep writing.
You're
become
only
a
going to get
student.
better as you do it. Yep.
Do open
You have to
mics
become
and-
a student of the art.
Absolutely. Also, learn that this is not about telling necessarily the funniest joke, but it's about how you're socially manipulating an audience. Not necessarily a negative way, but like the social game that you are playing. That's very important.
There is a science to comedy. And you
Yes.
can either look it up reading a book and then do your entire jokes based off that structure they give you, or you can learn it by watching other people doing it and going, okay, I get why that's funny now.
Mm-hmm. And also knowing that, like, I feel like a lot of it in the same way of improv, of course, I'm going to bring it back to it, is doing it and learning what specifically works for you. My comedy probably won't work for Dan or Ben. Ben's won't work for me, or Dan's. Like, that's kind of like the jokes are going to still be as good, but it's delivery, it's look, it's inflection. There's a lot there. Yeah.
Find your voice. And I'd say the easiest way to find your
It takes
voice
like
is
10 years to do that, but just keep doing stuff.
Also,
keep working.
I'd also say that it's also just honestly like, instead of trying to imitate other comedians, find what makes people laugh around you. Like if you're telling stories in your style and it makes people laugh, keep that style going. Don't try to make yourself the next, Chappelle or Rock or whatever. Try to keep the style that already makes people laugh around you and use that to your advantage.
That's great advice, Dan. It really is. Next
I like how
question.
we went from destroying 7-year-olds to actual genuine.
There's no flow.
comedic
It's just
advice.
chaos. Emma D says about the direction for toilet paper. I watched a guy ranting about how major TP companies, like they were big pharma, and the reason we like the paper going over is because they print the design so it looks better going over than coming from below the roll. Went and looked at my roll, and the guy was right. The print, the design, the way we naturally use more TP from that direction, so then we have to buy more.
People have sent several emails to us over the past couple of weeks talking about how you use more toilet paper when it's over as opposed to under. And all I have to say is I use exactly 3 squares every time.
Wow, I'm totally not that
Dangerous in an airport, but okay, go off.
Yeah, I feel like it depends on what ply.
If it's my toilet paper, it's 3 squares per. But if I'm at someone else's place, I just
making it rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that visual. Perfect. KDQ says, hello, I love this podcast. It's a great way to unwind after a long week. Anyways, my question is, how do you guys unwind after a long day?
Has any of us ever unwound in the last
I was gonna
year
say,
and a half?
How do I do that?
I will play Pokemon sometimes. Like, I'll just play Pokemon for an hour and I'll take a melatonin, and then as soon as I get tired, I'll put the game away and I'll go to sleep. Because it's a game that doesn't require an emotional investment or get my adrenaline going. It's a very mellow, brainless kind of thing, so it doesn't wake me back up.
Literally, Ben, you see that red thing on my bed?
Is that your Switch?
That's my 3DS case for Pokemon that I've been playing. Like, that's ridiculous. Yeah, playing Pokemon, playing something that's relaxing.
Listening to music.
Yeah,
writing.
chamomile tea. I think that's nice. Don't take whatever meds I was on last week. I wouldn't recommend that. You'll unwind forever. Dan, what about you?
I usually, to be honest with you, I watch an episode of Bob's Burgers whenever I want to unwind.
Nice.
Either Bob's Burgers or Summer Camp Island. They're really cute, weird, very regular, no crazy loud noises, no crazy concepts, just very regular stories. And so
a good point to that, because I know people like to watch TV at night to calm down. Don't watch something that requires an emotional investment.
Yep.
If you're watching a drama where there's several episodes and the plot makes you want to watch the next one, do you feel sad or happy or whatever for these characters, you will wake up. You will not go back to sleep. So you have to watch something that doesn't require an investment.
Yes. Also, don't watch TV before you go to bed, because the light from the screens, or just before you go to bed, because light from the screens will also keep you up.
They say about an hour.
So just go to bed. Turn off the lights. Go to bed.
Put your phone out of sight.
Yes, and out of vibration space.
Yes. Next question. Jordan L says, hello, I wanted to hear your opinions about the TikTok creator who was fired and then banned from Disney for drinking water from non-drinking fountains. Totally understand if you don't want to touch this with a 10-foot pole. Well, good news for you, Jordan L. I want to touch this with my bare hands. That guy is an idiot, and he did not get fired and banned from Disney for drinking drink water from non-drinking fountains. I don't know if you guys have seen this story.
No, I was curious. What did he do? And I'm glad that you know more about this.
Basically, it's this
'Cause I can tag him a
guy.
lot.
He took a cup and he like scooped water from like an actual water fountain at Disney and drank it and then rated it. Which, first of all, gross. Second of all, he's just super obnoxious about doing it, and that's also not the only things that he does. Like he's done a lot of like he used to work at Disney, so he would do like behind the scenes in Disney and like film like character actors, and then he caused a bunch of drama between like he started posting like videos and screenshots of DMs from other coworkers without their permission, and I hate siding on the side of big companies. I hate it, but they gave this man 2 cease and desist letters. And then all he did was continue doing the thing they gave him the cease and desist letter for, and then post a video claiming to be the victim.
Oh my gosh.
So it's not just the water fountain thing. It's the water fountain thing plus other stuff that he was asked to stop doing, plus other stuff that he shouldn't be doing anyway. And then he just kept doing it and then playing the victim. So if you ever see a video from that guy again, just scroll past it. Don't even give him the time of day. He doesn't matter to you.
What's his name?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Or something like that. I get tagged in a lot. And honestly, I've never posted my opinion on TikTok and things like that. But straight up, from what I've heard, is like he also did like trespassing things and stuff like that. Yep. And like, there's a reason I say like
he climbed fences. He climbed, just different stuff at the parks.
When you worked there, so not only that, he's causing stress for like other people that work there, other cast members, and like as someone that like worked there, the reason why I said I don't speak for the brand of the company very much was to protect myself. And like the dude doesn't do anything like that. No. There's a reason why straight up, like you don't hear unhappy, wholesome Disney stories. Do you think I don't have them? Are you kidding? My favorite thing is someone said recently, they were like, it's not like he was a princess. Like he doesn't know, like he wouldn't understand like the bad side of Disney. I was like, I was Spider-Man. I wore a skin tight spandex suit. You think nothing ever went wrong? Like it was one of those things where it's just like, we all have those things, but honestly, like, and even then, like I get flack for certain things that I've done with Disney, but always remember, like, protect yourself. The company, I think, is fully in its right. I'd agree with Ben. Like, you should not expect me to be the one to defend Disney because for anything, but but they are in the right there, and it's just a dude who's
2 cease and desists, and then you started playing the victim. I hate you.
Yeah, there's the thing. Just don't play the victim if you're not. Like no one likes that in any part of life. Like that's not cool. And there's the thing is he's intentionally trying to profit off it. Yeah, like he's trying to profit off it, and that bothers me. Which is, by the way, not profiting off of like working at Disney, because clearly I can't say anything about that. But I just mean like
I'm pretty sure he started selling merch with like Disney stuff on it.
Right, and you just can't do that. Like that's why I don't do any of that. Like
as an idiot, that's my official opinion.
Yeah, I like that standard opinion. Like it's like, we got a question from Amy P. What is the most embarrassing video you have made, or the most embarrassing incident on film? You don't have to show the video or tell if you're not happy. Wait, what? I am happy, but
absolutely the video of me passing out running a 400-meter dash freshman year of high school. It exists. I just don't know where it is.
There is a video of me losing a rap battle on YouTube somewhere in high school, and I hate it. And yeah, I lost a rap battle once in high school, and it wasn't like he tried. Like I lost badly. So, people can try and find that if they want, but yeah, there's a video of me losing a rap battle on YouTube. I've only seen it once, and I never wanted to watch it again. Didn't save it. Didn't do anything. Just left it alone. So
I don't know where I think I might be the only one that has this video. I think me and my friend Maggie are the only ones that have access to this video. But it's I was having like a really bad day, and so I remember taking flaming shots of Everclear, and that's the story of how I ended up in Vegas unintentionally. And that's a longer story time that'll probably have to be told at some point. But
absolutely,
yeah, that was definitely a moment where I was like, oh no. But yeah, I think probably like shenanigansy Ryan when it comes to
shenanigansy Ryan.
That's my little brother when he's got a drinking personality that he just calls Liquor J because his name's Jason. And he's like, whenever things get crazy, he's Liquor J. Like it's like, all right. Anonymous.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Sorry. Anonymous
again.
said, "Hi, Ben, Dad, and Ryan. We are cleaning up the office today and could not find the remote to the TV. It made us wonder, if you found a remote control that could rewind, fast forward, stop, and start time, what would you do with it? Bonus points if you can tell us how you would misuse it too."
Of course.
So it's the same. I'm assuming it's the same people that had us impersonate.
It is, yeah. I
Yeah.
love these people. Honestly, I like that they've got standings. I'm losing right now, but I'm proud that we at least have the
I
standings.
jumped up from last place to second pretty handily. It's because you missed. This was the one where you had to go to the Zoom
And I love that
interview.
in quotes. He left before the question, so he gets a consolation point for being punctual.
Okay.
I hate
I
that
know.
this was actually my first thought, but I would pause time and I would catch up on work.
Oh.
I hope you get penalized for that one.
Okay, that's not my
That's
full
like-
answer, but that was absolutely my first thought was like, I'm gonna pause time so I can catch up and then get ahead on work, just so I can use the rest of my regularly scheduled time to cause chaos.
Yeah.
I would become a time
respect that.
traveling
I can respect
superhero. Like I would just go back and start fixing things in time. Like some like beautiful moments. Like I'd go back and like see my grandpa, or like I'd go back and like see people like that. But if I could go like if I get to stay my age, I would like go back and just start fixing things. But then how I'd misuse it is that's how I'd press play and then fix a thing, and everyone would be like, "He's such a good person." But then I'd pause time and do tons of like I'd also have a lot of money that we're not sure where it came from. You know what I mean? Like there's
Sure.
yeah.
So I think just piggybacking off that, I would definitely go back in time and do a lot of stuff, but I don't think I would do. I don't think I would really do anything. I think I would just go back in time to see stuff. I would watch stuff happen. Like I would go back to see who killed JFK, and then I'd be like, huh, okay,
neat.
yeah. Or I would go forward in time to see what's about to happen, and then place bets. Like, and then I would come back in time and I would just place bets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, but not all the time. I would have to miss. I would miss a lot. I'd be like, oh, better luck next time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think if like bad things were happening to friends, I'd go back and try to fix those. You know what I mean? If it was like got in a car accident or something like that, like if there were ways to just like go, whoop, no, you didn't. Like, or little things. I think that'd be fun.
I would go back in time and do my first ever stand-up comedy show one more time. Redo it and be like, let's see if I can kill it as hard as I used like now I do, right? I don't know. I think that would be pretty fun. I would go back in time and clean my bedroom occasionally. That would be my big thing. Probably.
That'd be gift to past you. It's like, it's my birthday gift to me. Like, yeah.
That, or just go back in time and like tell myself to go and clean my bedroom consistently, like haunt him and be like, if you don't clean your bedroom,
Man, I hate future Dan. Like past Dan's just
I'd
like,
be like, you're gay.
yeah.
Clean your bedroom.
Oh, Dan's like, I would use the remote to go back in time and bully myself. You
Yell at me for
dirty
being
gay.
Be more gay. Be more gay. Stop being straight. Don't be
That's
dirty.
fantastic. All right, our next question comes to us from Michael C. If you could live on any planet, what would it be and why? And would you have any other people? If so, how many and why?
What?
It's a very involved question. If you could live on another planet, what planet and why? And if you could have other people there, how many and why? If I told you what planet, that would just defeat the purpose of living on another planet.
Yeah.
And no, I'm not having anybody there.
I was like, I feel like coming. I don't know. I don't know the name of the planet, but it would have to be something that's habitable, like inside of the Goldilocks zone, to be honest. Like, so.
Sure.
But probably very far away. And would I bring people? I think I'd bring a very small group of people. Like, I'd probably bring the
Against
podcast,
their
to be honest.
will.
Yeah, I'd bring the podcast because I think, first off, we'd have fun. Second off, I just love the image of us beaming it back to Earth and it coming in like 1,000 years. And they're like, what are these aliens doing? And we're just talking like, guys, you remember when, like...
Yeah, and my breaking news story would be not breaking at all.
No, it would be broken news.
Yeah.
Shirley walked down the street yesterday. Jeez,
Dan?
I don't know. I feel like I would just if I have total control of a planet, I guess, like if it's like Dr. Manhattan and Watchmen kind of like stuff,
Beautiful
Okay.
reference.
right? So if it's like that, then I would definitely just go to any planet, really, because then I could just terraform it by will. But I don't know. I would take. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'd take Chris Evans and me, and we just go have a happy
Sure.
time.
Yeah,
Fall in
absolutely.
love.
He'll come
We'd
around.
fall in love. He'll
Yeah,
come
I
around.
love that. He's got
Turn
like
gay.
after a certain amount of
No,
time.
no. I don't know what to say. I honestly think I'd just take my family and we just make. I'd hope it looked like Zimbabwe, so in some way, shape, or form, and that would probably be about as close as I could get to any happy place.
I would live I would live at the planet, the restaurant at the edge of the universe, or at the end of the universe from
Oh my gosh!
Hitchhiker's
yes.
Guide.
Yes,
Because
oh
that
my
just
gosh.
seems dope, dude.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Brian's loud again.
I didn't mean to be. I'm sorry for who I am. I'm gonna have to figure this one out.
You're
great.
quiet again. You're fine.
Okay,
You're
good.
good. Yeah. You're
Why
normal.
does it do that? Okay, tap the G. Okay, so now we have a question of if you couldn't, or we know the answer to the question. If you couldn't be straight, what would you be? My question is: have you ever not known a friend was gay, bisexual, pansexual, and them hit on you? And what was your reaction? I had a friend who was bisexual, and I didn't know till a year later, and she confessed that she had a crush on me, and she thought I was a lesbian, and I'm straight. I've definitely had this happen before. She goes, I honestly have no idea what to say. I'm just curious if that's ever happened to you. Yeah,
People
that's
think
definitely
you're gay.
Oh, I know. What?
Oh, crazy.
No. That's
Crazy.
such an original concept that I've never talked about. But no, it definitely has happened to me before. I didn't know he was gay, and I just felt bad because I was like, I was like, I'm sorry that you thought I was gay, and you like, essentially, I just felt like, and I wasn't, but I felt like I was like, in a way, like leading someone on, but it's what he created in his own head. But I
Right.
was just like, oh, that's a bummer. But yeah, no, I just kind of felt bad about it, but we're still friends to this day. He's a nice guy. Yeah, it was just kind of like, oh, hey man, I'm sorry, I'm into ladies, and
Again,
So,
it's
yeah.
just honesty.
yeah,
I don't think anybody's ever hit on me that I didn't know wasn't like that I didn't know was gay, and it became like a confusing thing. But this is also one of those things that just lives in the nihilist part of my brain of just like, this doesn't matter. I've never been like, if I meet someone new, I literally spend zero time thinking about like what sexuality or gender or whatever they are. They are just who they are. I don't ask questions ever because I'm like, none of these things matter. They're not important. If you're gay and you tell me, I'm not gonna react. I'm just gonna be like, okay, so are we gonna still go get lunch, or like, I don't know.
That
is
is, you have nailed, like, that is, I can't describe how much I completely agree with that, because I don't understand why we focus so much on who someone else is sleeping with. You know what I mean? Unless it's me, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, that's always very strange to me. So yeah, I think you nailed it, Ben. Or
Yeah.
that's, yeah.
Dan, have you ever been that for someone?
Ooh. No, I've never been that. No, not that I know of. I know that I have had crushes on straight guys around me, but
Sure.
it's never gone past that point. Mainly just because, similar to what you said, I don't let it like eat away at me, sort of stuff. Like, it'll be like, oh, he'd be really great if he was gay, and that's probably about as good as as far as the thought goes, right?
Sure.
It's like, it'd be so cool to date like a friend. That's always been the like goal, right? It's like, I would like to date someone who's like you were talking about earlier. It's like, to find the right kind of person that you have a real connection with. It's rare, and so when you do have like a friendship, it's like weird because you're like, damn, I wish I could like have this in like a loving way, but you can't,
But that's what a relationship should be, Dan.
yes, exactly. But that's what I mean. It's like
I want to love my friend.
Yes, exactly. And so I'd say that that's probably about as far as it's gone. That being said, I have had that with, I was confronted by a lot of girls when I was like closeted about this sort of stuff, where it was like, I want to date you. I love you so much. Why won't you date me? And there were definitely moments where I was not out. But in some of those moments, I just came out to those people.
Right.
It was very funny. I was actually dating, I went on a couple dates with a friend of mine who was a comedian. And I knew they were dates, but I was so weirded out by it. I was like, I don't know how to feel about this. She made me gumbo. It was great.
Ooh.
And then one
She
day,
Gumbo?
yeah, seriously, yeah. And so one day we were in her car outside my house, and I think she thought we were gonna kiss, and I just was like, ha, anyway, bye. And I got out the car and went straight to my house, into my house, and she drove away. That night, she texted me at like 2:00 in the morning and was like, hey, you're sending a lot of mixed signals. It's getting really annoying. I just like for you to like, I could you just tell me if you're into me or not? Because like, I don't want to keep playing games, which I respect utterly. Again, honesty is the best policy. Just go, instead of having to take offense to stuff, take it as a compliment and say either we're into each other or we're not, right? We can still be friends, but move forward. Anyway, she did that. That was the first person I came out to. I just texted her right then and there. I was like, I'm sick and tired of lying. This is someone that I really care about and that I really love.
Yeah.
And I don't want to have to like hurt her or be like weird about this. So I'm just going to tell her. So I texted, hey, I'm gay. And she was like, oh, I can totally see it now.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff actually makes sense now. Yeah.
Well, she was just like, she came, we had a comedy show that same weekend together, and she came up to me after I performed, and she was like, I don't know how I didn't see it before, but yeah, you're definitely gay. And I was like, yes, that's what I've been trying to put out on stage for years now. I was like, the signs were there because I put them out there, and no one was reading them. They were just like, it's so foreign.
How? Yeah, I like that.
So yeah, I'd say that's been my experience.
Oh my gosh, you got caught on the other side, the wrong side of that Legally Blonde song. Is he gay or European?
Oh, yes.
Side note, I just want to take a quick sec. My heater has been on in my room for like the past. I didn't know that it was on, and it was just left on. I looked over because I'm like sweating like just like crazy. And I looked over, I was like, oh my gosh, I figured it out. So my room is like 86 degrees right now. It is hot in here, but I just thought you guys would appreciate
Are you okay?
the idiocy. Yeah, I mean, just hot.
All right, yeah, we're almost done. We only have 3 more. So.
Three
Oh no, I wasn't even saying finish. I was just saying like, how dumb does a person have to be me? Yeah.
I do sweat a lot when we do the podcast, so I'm feeling your pain in a lot of ways. Cool. Kalani J, hopefully I'm saying that correct. Sorry. Hey, Ryan, you've talked about your master's, and I'm doing my master's in 1 year. I'm finishing this summer, but this term is 36 hours a week of student teaching, training, grant work, and 18 term credits. Do you have any advice on handling the workload and stress? Yes, I have multiple squishmallows, lol.
Great start. First off, loving that you knew exactly where I was going to go. So I did my master's in just over a year, and a lot of it was like very, very quick. I also did 2 bachelors simultaneously, and so I never had under 18. Yeah, honestly, it's about like most of it is busy work. So just know to like knock it out quick and get in a rhythm and in a pattern of that. For me, it was just like I essentially got in that rhythm, and then it made it a lot easier. Unfortunately, if you have a social life right now, it's going to take a hit. But once you're done, you're done. And I will say this, like getting to the end and like getting that degree is very nice to have. You do nothing with all of, the paper that I can hold right now, but you probably will. So it'll be worth it.
You didn't ask for my advice, but I would say take less hours. What are you doing? Stop.
Yeah, I would second Ben's thought there is the fact that like you don't have to do it.
Yeah, 36 hours. Oh, it's crazy.
I dropped out of college. Like nobody cares. Do it slower.
Become TikTok famous like all of us.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it doesn't matter. Time isn't real. The way that we perceive time is different between everybody. It's like just because you're like, I need to finish this year doesn't mean like it's a societal pressure on you to finish. Like,
I would agree with that heavily.
If you are stressing out because of your workload, lighten your workload. Nobody's gonna fault you for it. And anybody that does literally doesn't matter as a human being.
You got points.
So if you're stressed out and you're having a problem, just lighten your workload. 18 term credits is insane. Just take 1 class. Just do two summer courses, summer A, summer B, fall, spring, and just take 1 class each semester. You don't need to take 18 term credits.
Yeah. What made mine easy is that it was like mine was in like 7-week period, so it was like an expedited thing. So I could just go 2 at a time and go bop, 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 bop. And so that helped. But it sounds like that's not what this school is. So honestly, yeah, I agree with Ben. Like take less credits.
Yeah.
You're gonna get the same amount of credit at the end.
That's true.
Boom.
Yeah, and you're not in a race.
You're not.
All right, next question from Sandra B. Greetings from Australia. Hold on, I gotta get into the accent. Good eye. All right, greetings from Australia. Love your podcast and I have a suggestion for Ben. I think Florida man would do well in Australia, as everything here wants to kill you too. And if you wanting, your relatives would never find you. Question for y'all. What is your dream stand-up gig?
Mine is less of like a venue and more just like, I don't know, audience-based. I just want an audience that'll laugh, right? And a packed house.
Right,
If it's a full audience and they're laughing, that's a dream gig. That's like, great.
Yeah.
We did great. People are prepped. Fantastic. I had fun time.
Oh, absolutely. That wasn't Australian. Okay.
It was
Fell out of it.
You're
It
very
was-
British.
It was,
Oh, absolutely.
my Australian dips in and out of British sometimes.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's not an accent that I work on regularly. But yeah, Florida is the Australia of America. I get that all the time, and I do absolutely want to visit Australia because I want to fight a drop bear. Look at me.
What?
Look at me. It's a fake thing that they tell tourists in Australia. It's like an evil koala bear, and the thing is when you walk and they drop from the trees and land on your head and eat your face. And they're not real, but every chance I get, I bring them up because it's just so fun for me. Dream stand-up gig for me isn't so much the show, it's the people that I'm on the show with. I think doing a show with John Mulaney would absolutely be a dream. It wouldn't happen because we have the same everything, but
Yeah.
You'll be on the show. You'll do it. Don't.
I mean, we sound exactly the same, but nobody's gonna care.
Maybe like showcase style on like a festival or something like that would be amazing. Like,
Yeah.
if, like that's the only way that I can think about. Yeah, that would be cool. For me, my dream stand-up gig is crushing the special I'm writing right now. Actually, I've got about a half hour to 40 of it done, but it's got the through line that I like. It's actually the story. I'm essentially writing a new special right now called Ladies, which is the name is probably going to change, but it's essentially just my dating history. And it goes through the entire thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's definitely going to change, but that's the hell.
Yeah,
That's the
because you
hell.
hate them.
Yes, you hate women.
Because
you hate women.
No, it's just
Subtitle, and how much I hate them.
and how much I yeah.
Ladies.
Well, it's just like because there's the thing is it's about dating. Everyone's been through it. Ladies, how you doing? But I just wanted because most of my stuff, like most of my stories, like they're personal, but they're not like they're about me, but they're not
Relatable.
personal. Yeah. Well, and that's more about me. And this is a personal walk through kind of a lot of things that have happened. And
Sure.
I think that, and I've found the through line that I like and the way that I like to end it. And so, yeah, I
That's good.
I just want I want people to take away being happy at the end of it. And so that's nice. Yeah. I want that to do well.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Love it.
I love love the pod. Alex W. Love the podcast. You guys make my week whenever I see a new episode. But a quick and potentially sad remark for Ryan. As an asexual person myself, I'm sorry to inform you, most of us that I met fall under the no thoughts, head empty, and get less done. Because I thought I could be asexual and get if I had to be
More
another
work done, yeah.
and get more work done. He goes, sorry to be the bearer of bad news. You know what? Here's my thought about this though, because I was reading it as we were talking. That makes a ton of sense. Because if you think about it, most people operate and do things to eventually have sex. You know what I mean? Think about it like this. I don't want a lot of money or a cool car or to be funny because I want it for me. I want it so that girls look at me and go, hey, nice. That's it. That's most, I feel like that's most people. It's like Dan, you're telling me that you wouldn't want to have I think it works the same for gays. Yeah.
I will say that I have definitely had moments. I'll say there's moments where I am motivated by I want to be famous and successful because I want to be famous and successful. And then there's moments where I'm like, but wouldn't it be nice if someone dated me? And then I realized last year through actual living through all of that I was like, This is not the way to find love, though.
I mean, that's 100% true. It's
That's
very
right.
wrong. Yeah.
It's the wrong perspective to have entirely. But I will say that I feel like a lot of people, especially everyone on Twitter, is very motivated by horniness and the way that their genitals are motivating them. So yes, Brian, Ben, you look offended and confused.
I don't exactly know which emotion to choose here. Should I be? I mean, is it most people? And I'm just not most people. I feel like that's a fairly recurring theme.
I feel like that's possibly it.
That's a very
I don't think I'm heavily driven by it, but I do think I'm driven by it enough. Do you know what I mean? Like to get stuff done.
I don't think that's ever been a motivational factor for me in anything. Maybe like the closest it could become is just like, oh, I gotta finish this quick.
Yes. I gotta get it done.
But I don't know. I've never been like, I do this so women will like me. And if you guys even look at the comments, like I posted a video I did on TikTok because I went to like a selfie studio here in Orlando. And if you look at all of the comments on it, there were some ladies in the comments that were just like, oh, you're single? And my comment back to them was, did you think I was plural? And like, I wasn't even kind of engaging in the flirt. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm the weird one, but that's never been.
Well, I think it just depends on who you are as a person. And we know from past experience, especially with watching a bunch of other TikTokers go through this and then get canceled for it, right? Is that those motivations are never going to end up in the right place, right?
Not pure, right. They're not good.
They're not, it's not pure enough to be able to make it.
Delia.
Yeah, no, seriously though. Yeah, we're doing that. Especially maybe Ryan remembers, but there was like a whole series, at least an early TikTok, where just tons of people went completely out. They just started like weeding them out. And I think that is something that one you have to be wary of is what are people's motivations, right? You have to be like, what are they actually trying to do? Are you motivated by wanting to make people happy? I'd say more of my stuff has always been career based. It's like I always want to just be better stand up. I always want to just make or write better jokes. I always want to do this. But I will say that there have been times where I'm like, I could totally use this to my advantage, maybe. And then you go on the dating app and they're like, oh my gosh, you're so famous, but I don't want to date you. And you're like,
I think what it is where it's like, even if they do want to date you, it's one of those things where it's like, hey, I just wanted you to kind of like, I just wanted you to respect the art that I was trying to create. And like, and for me, I agree where it's definitely like, I just wanted to make people hurt less. And now this was not where I wanted to, this was not the intent. You know what I mean? I didn't want a whole bunch of people to like me. I wanted to be respected for making people hurt less. Yes. And that was it.
Yeah. And that's why I never post thirst traps or anything like that either.
Well, my mission statement in comedy since the beginning has always been to spread joy to those who need it.
Yes.
And to as many people as possible. So I have just been taking every opportunity to expand that. I didn't do TikTok because I wanted to get famous. I did TikTok because I wanted to stay sharp on the off chance that I could be able to get somewhere and continue to spread joy.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah, that's honestly why I started, is because I didn't have the time to go up to like clubs as much because I was working so much. And I was like, well, I guess I'll film this and put it out on the internet and see if people like it. And then here we are. So
and it just explodes. Well, that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing.
Yeah. But that is it. That's the whole shebang. So thank you. That was episode 12. That's it. That's all. That was the whole episode 12. Ryan, if they wanted to find you outside of the podcast, where can they go?
YouthPastorRyan.com. It's got a link to everything.
Dan
Bam Bam on all social media accounts.
Except for Snapchat, which is Daniolo Love.
Daniolo Love.
But we do. And Dan_YOLO Love.
You can find me at benbrainard.com. It's spelled Brain, A-R-D. If you can't figure that out, try using your own. You can find the podcast at GDFMpodcast.com, and you can contact us at podcast@GDFMpodcast.com. Thanks for listening. We appreciate you. We'll see you next week. Bye.